Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Collector's Table Live. How's everybody feeling today?
Good, good.
Thanks for joining us, guys. Thanks for everybody in the chat. People coming, still kind of stumbling in, and we'll wait for some people to come in here. But I appreciate everyone joining us today. I hope everybody's weekend is going well. A little bit out of it today because I had a long night last night, so I apologize ahead of time. But yeah. Shane, how you feeling, man?
Good, man. Ready for a good show. I'm sure I feel better than you do. And yeah, it should be fun.
Yeah. Just had a long night of drinking, which I don't do too often. Buddy got married. Last weekend was the bachelor party. And so all the marriage stuff is done for the last 2 weekends. We're done with that. But anyway, Trey, what's going on?
Hey, man, just been working hard so I can play hard.
Yeah.
Kennedy's the Bronze Kennedy.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And Kevin, thanks for joining us today, man. How you doing?
Doing good. Getting as a sports fan, I'm excited to start seeing some playoffs kicking around the NBA and NHL. So it's always a fun time to be a sports fan.
Very nice. Anything new with you guys? Any new pieces coming in? Any new projects? Kevin, I know you work on a lot of projects sometimes. You got anything good you're working on?
Yeah, I've because of Mandalorian and just when I thought was out, they pulled me back in. I'm doing a 1-to-1 Bo-Katan at the moment. So
oh boy, here we go.
I'll start showing you guys the pictures as I progress through it. But I've just started on the initial stuff, so it's just the painting of the armor at the moment.
Fantastic. That's good to know, man. We're looking forward to it. You guys got anything going on as far as like new stuff you're working on or stuff you got coming in? Shane or Trey?
Go for it, Trey.
For me, man, got my little last payment on the Captain America. My Magneto should come in. If not this month, it'll be here next month. And I'm trying to decide if I want to get that Gray Hulk from LBS. I'm battling with myself. I think I'll lose the battle.
Do you want to lose the battle?
I want to get it. But just that and just preparing for future statues coming in. I've got my list, so I'm always prepared.
Very nice. And Shane, what about you?
What do I got? I got Tweeterhead Joker coming in shortly. Custom Darth Talon. And yeah, I got a bunch of other shit on pre-order, but they're not going to be here till the end of 2023 or 2024.
Okay. Let's put some let's say hi to some of the guys in the chat. We'll put a little bit of background music on so we can get the feel good vibe going. Let's see. Let's say what's up to the guys in the chat. Let's see who we got. Mark, thanks for coming out, man.
Mark.
First, morning, bros. Yeah. Mark likes being first. Dennis, what's going on? Dennis Perez. Good morning, guys.
Dennis.
Mr. Kennedy, what's up, everyone?
Hey.
Mitch, what's good, y'all? What's going on, man? Thanks for coming.
Man, Mitchell.
Yeah, what's up, Mitch? Ledge, happy Sunday, y'all. What's going on? I don't even want to see beer anymore. He's got two. I usually have a little bit of wine or something to kind of get the mood. Not this morning. I'm good. I need water. Mark just saying, what's up? What's up, Trey, Adam, Shane? Yep. MMC Payne, what's up, collectors? Hope all is well and your POs are timely. Doing some yard work, earbuds on. My man. Thanks for joining us, Payne. I got to do some yard work myself. I got to go pick up some mulch and do old man shit. Dwayne Davis, thanks for joining, man.
What's up,
fellas? Yep. I hope my POs take their sweet time.
I'm with Dwayne.
What's that?
I'm with Dwayne on that. Let the POs take their sweet time.
Yeah, sometimes it's good to kind of have your stuff a little spaced out. Is that music a little too loud? Let's see. Sound a little better to you guys?
That's good.
All right. Ledge, we got a sneak peek on the Wolverine base, LBS, baby. Yeah, we're going to be talking about that, I think, today.
Yep.
Ryan, those LBS Hulks are awesome looking. Yes, 100%. Crazy looking. If you want to see a crazy video on it, go check out Art Statue Collector. He's got some good stuff. Ledge, I agree with Ryan. Just trying to catch up with everybody here. Jerry, what's up, man? Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Duck Rogers, Trey, would you have both Hulks then if you buy gray?
Yeah, I'd have the classic double open hand and then also that gray. Yeah.
Okay. Very nice. Benny Vogel. Hey, Benny, how you doing, man? Thanks for coming.
Benny V.
Yeah, so let's just get into some topics, guys. Let's see what we got here. So our first topic that we're going to be talking about, what's your collecting endgame? What is, like, when you're collecting and you're buying all these statues, do you have an endgame in mind? Do you know the direction you're going into? Is there a point where you're like, okay, this is it? If I collect this line, and I have it set up like this, I'm done. You know, what are your thoughts on that? So we'll start with Shane.
Well, I focused my collection many years ago, as I've said on lots of shows. I got some Transformers I need to get, a couple more Star Wars pieces. I got to get a Scorpion for the Spider-Man line, and I need a Storm and a couple X-Men villains. And then I plan on getting, I'm getting the Tweeterhead He-Man statues that are coming out. And I'll get the XM Galactus on Throne if it looks good. And then I have a spot after I get the LBS Hulk for one more third scale on my pedestal. And that's it. I know it sounds like a lot, and I guess it is, but, you know, to put it in perspective, that probably is, 5% of my collection. So 10% maybe left to finish off. And then after that, if I buy something, I have to sell something to replace it.
Okay.
Because I'm out of room.
So you're basically trying to collect those little bit of things, those statues there, and then the only way you'll buy something else is if you're swapping it out, basically.
Absolutely. Once my room is full and everything's nice and neat and displayed together, I'm not going to buy more and try to cram it in there. I'm going to keep it looking nice and neat, and I'll just have to sell something to replace it with.
What's your capacity at, you think?
What do you mean by that?
Like, what's your space capacity at? Is it like at 50%, 60%? If you had to guess, 75%? I kind of want us all to answer this question. Just think about that for a second.
Right now, I'm probably at 80%, 85%.
Okay, 85%. That's pretty filled. Okay.
Yep.
And Trey, what about you?
I apologize if my video is lagging a bit. We had a big storm here yesterday.
That's okay.
For me, there is absolutely no end game ever.
There you go.
I've been collecting, so it's not happening. I'd say my capacity is probably at 5%, and that's a lot of that's due to the fact that I sold a lot of my 1/4.
Okay.
But hell no, not. I want everyone to continue to push hard. I want to see innovations. I want to see, people making statues that continue to blow our minds for years. So nope, absolutely not. I'll collect as long as I'm happy getting the next piece. I'm gonna keep doing it. So,
all right.
Absolutely not.
Wait, you're saying you're at 5% capacity. Well, you're building a new house too, right? So you're going into a lot more space too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. When is the house supposed to be done? Is it supposed to be done soon?
It's supposed to be done either early June or in July. So we'll see what happens with them. Builders are. So we'll see.
Let me tell you something. I've built 2 houses.
Mm-hmm.
And if you guys know anything about building houses, if no one does, you got to stay on top of the builders. You got to go check periodically. And you got to make sure they're not cutting any corners, because sometimes builders love to do that and really boost the price up and try to use cheap stuff. So,
Yeah.
But not every builder's the same. Anyway, that was my 2 cents. All right, Kev, what about you?
Yeah, no, first of all, I think anyone in this collecting community, if someone says, hey, there's a point where I'm going to be done, I'm ending, and so I'm going to call bullshit every minute, because look, there's always going to be something better. That statue eventually, that figure, whatever, is going to eventually evolve, and a nicer piece is going to come out. But even to Shane's point, then you make that swap. I call it the Indiana Idol swap, real quick. Yeah. Swap it out and put that new piece in there, but it's going to live. You're never going to get completely out. As for me, the end game, man, I think I'm just like everybody else. We're all passionate at some level about whether it's comics, live action, something you saw, something that invoked a feeling or whatnot from your childhood or even nowadays is there. And that's why you immerse yourself with these pieces. Mm-hmm. So to me, I mean, by far, you guys know Star Wars. So now I'm like looking around my room going, okay, well, this is great. I'm getting those pieces. I'm getting that collection. But now I want to fully immerse into that environment. So I want to skin this room. I want it to look like a set on Star Wars that displays my collection. That's my end game, is not only to be immersed by the statues, but be immersed by the environment. So I'm working on it. So we'll see maybe some progress photos here toward the end of the year, but that's where I'm going. I'm just trying to figure out how to display it. And like Shane said, as I start displaying it, as I clean things up, well, some things are going to have to go just to enrich that environment, I guess, without cluttering it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Man, just the way you said all that got me hyped, man. I was like, hell yeah. And you said you wanted to look like a Star Wars set.
Yeah.
That's cool. I never even thought I would ever get into life-size stuff, and I'm not saying I will. But, like, eventually, I think it would be cool to have, like, at least one life-size statue somewhere, and then that would be it, and then have, like, other little stuff. I guess... When I say end game, it can mean a couple different things. It can mean like you're collecting your lines. You're not getting into other lines, but you might be swapping. You might be swapping pieces out. So yeah, is there a real end game? Probably not necessarily for most collectors. I would say there's an end game for my lines. I want to collect Predator, Alien. I love Spawn. I got some custom Spawn pieces coming. It's a shame that the only Spawn pieces I can get are custom. Ninja Turtles, and a couple video game statues. The other things are going to probably be leaving. I did cancel. You guys saw it in the group. I did cancel. Actually, you can see it in the background right here. The Night King. We were talking about it as a group in the chat a little bit. I'm probably going to get away from the Game of Thrones lines. It's just another line that I don't want to go into. I think they're really fantastic pieces, but yeah, I think I'm going to get out of that, and I'm probably going to end up selling Jon Snow, which is a really cool statue. It kind of, have you sold statues that you were like, man, I really don't want to let it go, but I have to have some type of focus and I have to let it go? Have you guys done that before?
Too many times.
Too many times. Yeah.
Now I'm sad.
Let's see what the chat is saying. Jelena Darko Rakic. Did I say that right? Hello to all. Hello to all of you collectors. Hello. Thanks for joining. Ryan, no end game, because every time I think I'm almost done, a new piece emerges that pulls me back in. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Wolfgang Felix, thanks for joining, man. G.I. Joe equals Cobra. Okay. Yeah.
Always.
I'm with that. ECC Hulk, LBS Hulk, and a few good Silver Surfer statues, and that's it. Okay. Jelena, are you saying that that's it? Like, that's all you're going to collect? Or is that you're just done with that line and then you'll swap some stuff out? I think that's what most of us are going to end up doing to really answer the question, right? So, Walton, always good having Walton on. Very honest guy.
What's up, Walton?
LBS, X-Men, Prime 1, Batman, Select Rogues, Spidey, may go LBS. Okay. I want to see everybody's capacities. What's your capacity at? Dennis Perez, he says he's 95% full.
I'm with Dennis on that one.
Yeah.
It's getting embarrassing.
How many rooms do you guys got filled? Do you have one room or multiple rooms? Or I know Kev's got a couple rooms. Yeah. Shane, you got, is it one room?
I got one room, but it's a L-shaped room, so I have two sides of it.
Oh, that's cool.
Still the basement.
Okay. I wish I had basements in Savannah. There's no basements in Savannah, unfortunately.
Why? Why is that?
I don't know. I guess it's the sea level, maybe, or I don't know. Yeah, there's no basements. Unless there's like a walkout. You know how you got to walk out? It walks outside. Like if it's built on like a hill, you got kind of like a basement that way, and you can walk out. But yeah, there's no basements really. Not like up north. Anthony Kennedy, I have no end game. Never considered it. Okay.
Fair enough.
100% full at the moment. Need to sell pieces as the new ones arrive. Okay.
It's a fire sale going on with Ryan right now.
Yeah. I need to sell a couple things myself. I am with Trey. No end game, just very selective. I've gone years without buying stuff, peaks and valleys in this hobby. Yeah, for sure. I agree with that. Ledge, exactly. I agree with Kevin. There is no end unless you just stop looking and be happy with what you have. And if you sell everything, then you may be done. There you go. What else we got in here? Stop following and watching YouTubers and almost at the end. Yeah, I mean, we do influence each other, right? I mean, this is like we have these groups and stuff and we chat. We like to chop it up, but like I was talking about getting a alien piece the other day with the panel, and I knew I wanted to buy it. I just wanted I wanted to justify my purchase by talking to these guys and saying, do it. So Kevin basically pushed me over the edge.
I'm an instigator or whatnot. Enabler, maybe.
Enabler, instigator. I dig both. I'm cool with it. Where was I? Walton. I'm selling a bulk of my XM pieces for LBS. Okay, yeah. There's a lot of cool LBS stuff coming out. So I know a lot of people are going to want to be going into new lines. And, you know, I'm starting to see a lot more alien stuff that I want. So I want to be predominantly Alien, Predator, and Terminator and that kind of stuff. Because I know I can't wait until Prime 1 reveals whatever they're doing with Terminator.
So, Adam, are you Alien, or would you ever bring in like the Space Marines and stuff like that? Is it strictly the Xenomorph?
Oh, I would 100% bring in the space. You know, that is such a good point. I would love for them to make like a Space Marine soldier. That would be cool. You know, with the gun that attaches to their hip, like the big gun that kind of moves around with them when they're running. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
I forget what it's called. It's actually got a name. I forget the name of it. But yeah, it's so cool, man. So cool. And I was sharing, they actually got I know some of you guys don't, well, some of us play games, but they got a new Aliens, kind of like a Space Marines game coming out where it's like a overhead view and you use like tactics to kind of move around and do stuff. So I forget the name of it, but it looks pretty cool. Dwayne Davis, no end game for me yet. I have moved into my forever home, so I'm going to buy/build it with my 40 plus statues in mind.
Nice.
In mind. Okay.
Love to see pics of that.
Yeah. You guys take pictures of all this stuff, man, and share it in the Facebook group. If you're not in the Facebook group, just look for us. That's it right there. Follow us on Facebook, and we'll let you guys in.
I'll tell you, the collector community, it's getting bigger and bigger. The house I'm in right now, I built it 5 years ago. And I was even talking to the builder about building in shelves and stuff along the way. And when I explained my collection, he even threw it back at me. He goes, you know, you're not the first one to start talking about this. So as the collector community has grown, I know these builders are starting to get used to our unique request, if you will. So yeah. Your house around your collection. Hell yeah. Do it, man.
I had in my last house that I built, I had a man cave where I had built-ins built into the wall. So I was talking to the guy and I said, hey man, I need some shelving right here. It needs to be able to support a couple 100 pounds, and I need it reinforced. And we were just talking to the contractor about it, right? And I'm just curious, man, what are you putting on these shelves that you need like so much weight? So he had left and came back, and I already had set up some of my statues, and just seeing people walk into your house and seeing these statues for the first time, like somebody who's like kind of nerdish like us. Well, we're nerds, but like kind of into nerd shit. His jaw just dropped. He was like, what is that? These are like works of art, man. This is crazy. And I told him the price, and he was like, wow, I could see why they're that price, but that is crazy. They look really cool. So it's nice to share it with people.
Mm-hmm.
Mark, while not ideal, do you guys mind keeping some pieces in boxes due to space? At least you own it, right? What do you guys think?
I've said it before. I've had a couple that are still in storage, but a little part of my soul is dead because of that. I hate that. I hate that.
That bothers me too. Yeah.
I'll take something old off to put something new up. I can't buy something new and just leave it in my storage unit.
Yeah.
I can't own statues and keep them in boxes. That's insane to me that people do that. I get why they do it. I could never do that.
Our boys at Collectors Enabled do it all the time.
I'm from the world of collecting like rare baseball.
You said rare what?
Baseball what?
Oh.
You're breaking up.
Okay, am I back?
Yeah. What'd you say?
Okay. I'm from the world of rare, football, baseball, basketball cards, and you got to pack them up sometimes. So for me, it's acquire and then display, later if you can. But that way, like I'm with him. Let me acquire it. It's mine. I'll put it up when I want to put it up. I'll take it down when I want to take it down. But that's just because my background of when you get a rare Walter Payton rookie card, you don't want it to hit the light, that type of thing. So you've got it packed up, stuff like that. So I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe minus Shane, maybe we get to that point where we start, having a theme every quarter where we roll out statues for that quarter to be in the collection, then put them back into the storage unit for the 3 other quarters of the year. If you're getting to that level of 120 some statues.
So, and the Collectors Enabled guide, first, Mike is just sick. He's got a sickness, but
in a good way.
Yeah, in a good way, for sure. In a good way. But all the shit he's got in boxes is stuff he hasn't had time to unbox yet. It's not because he has so many statues, he doesn't have room to display them necessarily, and he's just going to keep them in boxes because at least he owns them, but they won't be displayed. He's just waiting to set them up. He's waiting for new shelves to come in. He's setting up a new room. That's why. That's different. But I could never buy a statue and go, yeah, maybe one day in a few months or a year or 2 years, I'll set it up or switch it out with something else because I have no room, but at least I own it. I personally could never do that.
Well, he's got so many. Yeah, he's just got so many pieces coming in too. I wish I could have that many pieces coming in. But there's also, to a point, in my personal opinion, there's also, and nothing against Mike, I think Mike's got some great pieces. I love listening to him talk about, I love listening to everybody talk about what they're getting that I don't necessarily collect. And let me tell you, I love Iron Man. And just because of Mike, I was watching Iron Man, what was it, yesterday? When I had a couple free hours, I was watching with my kids. They never saw Iron Man 1. I was like, guys, you got to watch this. Let's sit down and watch it together.
You're a terrible father.
Well, they're so young. They just never, if I would have showed them at a younger age, they wouldn't have took it in like they took it in when they're older. You know what I mean? So it was cool for them to watch. But I love watching his Iron Man stuff. Yeah. Anyway.
Well, some YouTubers feel the opposite. There's been one YouTuber who was very vocal and didn't name Mike specifically, but made a comment that some collectors have sold a bunch of Grail life-size busts and statues to get some shitty 1/4 scale statues and likes to look at a bunch of different Iron Man.
We're actually going to talk about Grails here in a second. I'm glad that you brought that up, but we'll touch on that in a second. I kind of want to break that down a little bit more. Ledge, it's because of the sea level, no basements in Florida either. Yep. Okay, that's what I was figuring. Dwayne Davis, I am over capacity, but once living circumstances will change to elevate that in the coming years?
Yeah, like and that's the other thing too. Like if I
Alleviate, excuse me.
So, back in 2017 ish, I boxed everything up because I was going to sell my home, buy a new house, and then I decided, you know what, I'm just going to completely reno this top to bottom, everything. Did a big reno. So my shit was in boxes for like 2.5 years. But I knew after the renovations, it was going back up. Like nothing was going to stay in a box. Everything had a place on a shelf. Yeah. It was just a short-term thing because of renos or moving. So that's different, right? But if it's permanently going to be in a box, or every 2 years I'll switch out 5 statues for 5 statues to be displayed and I'll box them up for a few years, I could never do that.
Yeah. Yep. Jelena, 70% capacity, 3 to 4 more, and that's it. There you go.
Nice.
Tell us what 3 or 4 more you got coming in.
It's
Jesse,
almost like cathartic knowing that you're near the end. It's kind of bittersweet, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of bittersweet for a collector.
Jesse Hernandez, thanks for coming, man. I love his thumbnail, by the way. I love that thumbnail. I know that's kind of weird, but I love looking at people's thumbnails, and some people got the coolest little thumbnails. All right, never statue in the box. Yep. So Shane is talking about Mike's absurd obsession with War Tank. It's still madness to me that he sold Justice Buster but kept War Tank.
Oh, did he get rid of that thing? He really did, didn't he? Wow. That thing's massive. I love that. I was drooling over that. That's one. Here you go, Adam. That's when I had pre-order and I had the last minute. And I stopped and I go, son of a bitch, that was a horrible decision.
Yeah.
It's that War Tank?
Yeah.
The Justice Buster, man, because I was with my whole DC line. I was really thinking about it.
I really like the Justice Buster. I wish it was a little bit bigger, but I like it.
Another thing I want to say too is if you buy so many things, I think I mentioned this on somebody else's channel before. You buy so much stuff, right? You got so much stuff coming in. And I'm not saying anybody specifically. I'm just saying generally speaking, because a lot of us do it sometimes. We go through these phases where we're just like, buy. And we're buying a bunch of shit. But you get to a point where you're buying so many things that you're not really enjoying what's in your collection, Yeah. And it almost becomes, you almost become numb to the statues that you're getting. It's almost become like just another statue. Yep. Just another statue. I'll sell this one. I'll do that. And now it's like, what are you even collecting for? You know what I mean? Sometimes.
Well, I could tell you there was a point in my life years ago where I was buying a lot of fucking statues, and it got to the point where they would come in and you'd still be excited, but not near as excited as you normally are. And you're like, all right. And you go through the motions and you set out, you're like, oh, that's nice. And now it's like, what am I going to get next? And that was the thrill of getting something next. But some people do that because they're trying to fill a void, right? Yeah. And that gives them something to do, something to focus on and get their mind off other shit, something to look forward to with new stuff coming in.
That's
Whereas
true.
If they don't have something coming in, now they got to focus more on, maybe something bad or shitty or sad that's going on in their life, or lonely, or whatever the case may be. But it almost just becomes filling a void, like alcohol or drugs or whatever, right? I know this is an addiction, but it almost becomes like a bad addiction because you're doing it just to get that next fix. And you don't really care too much about what you're getting. You're just looking forward to it.
It's not even about the collecting. Yeah. Yeah.
And I was doing that. I was like, I got to stop. Like, I'm very good at like self-assessment. And I was like, I got to stop. Why am I buying so much? Is it because I really love all this stuff, which I do, but not to that extent? Or is there a bigger reason? And there was a bigger reason. But it's hard to look in the mirror and be honest with yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think sometimes, and let me tell you, sometimes I could be a little impulsive. I'll see something, I'm like, yep, I'll get it.
And then there's that. Sure.
And then it's like, my wife tells me that sometimes. It's like, that's it? That you're just going to buy it? And I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to buy it. I just want it. I'm just going to buy it. And sometimes I need to slow down. Just because you can necessarily buy stuff or buy stuff all the time doesn't mean that you should, because then you might have to deal with the pain in the ass of reboxing it and selling it or storing it or knowing where you're putting it getting lost. You know what I mean? And you weren't even in love with the piece to really begin with. I think a lot of times we look at pieces and we're just like, man, it's not even about the piece. I just want to buy something. And that's bad. Let me tell you, when you get to that point, when you just like, I just want to buy something, you know, you got to be careful doing stuff like that. But
that's where it's not a passion. It's an addiction.
Yep. Mitchell, I definitely need some sexy lady statues in my collection. Too many men. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I have a female statue. You guys got a lot of female statues?
I've got a few, but I also have daughters and a wife, so I have to be very selective on which ones enter this house. So
yeah, like that Vampirella. First, I don't know much about Vampirella. I love that piece though. I think it looks like out of this world from Prime One, but I probably wouldn't have it. I just don't want my daughters seeing like thinking that's okay, you know. I'll let my wife think that's okay, but not my dog.
I got 6 female statues and a 7th on the way.
You say you got 6?
Yeah, and a 7th on the way. Technically 8 on the way, but 2 are the same and 1's being sold. So. Oh,
okay. How about you, Trey? You got a lot of female statues?
The ones that I had were 1/4, so I sold them. But I'm definitely going to have some coming in. But every single female statue that comes to this house, it is a debate with my wife. Like ever, really? I don't care if it's Wonder Woman. I don't care who it is. It's going to be a debate.
Let me ask you, Trey. I find that interesting. Is a debate, and I'm not labeling your wife or anyone's wife. Is it because jealousy? Like I don't need you looking at her. Is that what you think I should look like? Is it because of kids and I don't want my kids seeing women sexualized like that? Or like, what is it exactly? Like, when I was married, my wife could give a fuck what statues I bought. I made good money, provided for the family. I always made sure that we had money to do everything, and this was extra money. It was never taking food off the table or not paying the bills or shit. She could not care less if I had a naked porn statue or if I had all guy. She didn't care. She'd come down. She's like, oh, that's nice, blah, blah, blah. She doesn't know fucking jack about it, but she could care less. So I find it interesting. And you're not the first guy to say that. But what is it with your wife?
And my wife, I've said this 1,000 times, not because she ever watches, which I hope she doesn't, but she's hot. She's just very jealous, very jealous person. So you see a cute person coming, and you make sure that you
Trey, is she Spanish?
Yeah. Oh, there's one. Because he's gonna look at me to see if I'm looking, that type of thing. So it's a debate. So it's one of those debates where how could you say, no, I can't get this Wonder Woman statue, when if I'm 5 years old, I could buy a Wonder Woman toy and play with it.
That's right. You want to just a quick funny story about
she probably did that just then. She probably did that. So
my buddy in the Army, Tommy, I won't say his last name. Whenever he'd come out with the guys, I'd always we joke, we have some drinks and this and that, and he opened up to us one day, and we were talking about jealous wives and their girlfriends, whatever, right? And then he goes, man, you guys think you have it bad? Now, his wife is a fucking nut job. Just complete nut job. This guy would come home from hanging out with the guys, and I swear to God, true story. Every time he comes home, she would smell his fingers and smell his dick to see if it either smelled like pussy or soap.
Are you serious right now?
Yeah, she's a Looney Tune. She was nuts. Her name was Angie. She was fucking
At that point, you probably just need to not be together. That's
15 years later, and we're still laughing about it to this day.
Oh my God. That is like whole new level.
So I'm just saying, Trey, you don't have it so bad.
No, it's nothing like that. Not even somewhat.
Yeah, that's fucked. Because before he left, once we ate some pizza, I'm like, you're not going to wash your hands? And he's like, I can't. If I go home and they smell like soap, I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
That's weird, man.
Get
weird.
the fuck out of here. But shit you put up with.
Jolene is saying pure addiction. Yep. The collector's itch is real. Walton, so Mitchell's collection is veritable sausage fest.
Most of them are.
I have a 9SS premium format figure. What was he trying to say there? I have a 9SS
9 sideshow premium at females.
Oh, okay. Female statue. Okay. Yeah, you got to ask yourself this too. Like we're talking about, like our wives getting jealous about female statues. How would you feel if your wife was collecting male statues with no shirts on, with six packs and flexing? How'd you guys feel about that?
Any comic
But it was a
statue?
collectible. But it was a collectible. But she liked to collect, like big beefy guys, and well, not necessarily big beefy guys, just guys in general.
As a guy, if I'm going to get jealous of a fucking 12-inch polystone resin statue, then I got bigger issues.
We got some issues, huh?
A bigger fucking issue. I must have the smallest dick in the world if that's the problem.
I was just glad Shane defined 12 inches as in going to the statue first.
I was wondering where that was going for a second.
Well, I mean, if it's life size and it's a 12-inch, then maybe. But
yeah,
no, I could care less. I would not care at all.
Ledge says his wife would be very jealous. It's a polystone tray. Being jealous of polystone is bonkers. Yeah, I agree with that.
But you can't rationalize jealousy. You just can't.
Yeah.
Irrational emotion.
That's a good way of explaining it. Me and my husband for now are looking at male statues, but some female statues are Grail XM Dark Phoenix.
Oh, I'm right with her on that one. Holy cow, I want that one so bad.
Yeah, I know someone selling it right now.
Well, at a reasonable price. Let me put that in air quotes.
There's someone selling it right now. I think it's 28.
Ledge, look at my wife is so jealous. She accuses me of cheating every time I work late.
She's from the Philippines.
I need I say more? Jeez.
It's so funny. I have a few buddies who have Filipino wives. They're pretty jealous too.
Everyone thinks my wife is Filipina, but she's not. They constantly confuse her for being Filipina, but she's from Thailand. Hold up. Let me smell your dick.
It better not smell like super pussy.
I just felt wrong reading that comment. I didn't even realize it what I was reading until I read it all.
The trouble with the LBS rug coming out, and that's why I have all the pictures early so I can have long months worth of debate. So she's seen it. She saw it probably the morning I saw it. So I get that.
Let me ask you a question, Trey. What if you bought? And I'm just going to throw something out. It doesn't even matter what statue. What if you bought LBS Storm and you didn't show your wife? You didn't want to, and obviously she's not flashing her tits or that, but she's wearing skin tight outfit like Storm does in the 90s and shit. Right. And you just bought it and put it up. What would be the reaction? What would be the consequence?
Well, let me make sure that everybody knows I'm still, Trey Smith. What I say, this is my money. I'm still gonna do what I'm gonna do. But she would say, if it was, let's say it was outlandish, she would say, I don't like it. I say, cool. Sure. I'll put it in one of my own spaces, like personal spaces.
So she'll comment about it, is what you're saying. Like she'll.
Yeah.
She's not gonna say don't buy it. Yeah.
Hell no. I'm still me. I'm me.
Would you say that if she was on the panel?
You know what that reminds me of, Trey? When you say that right now, that Key and Peele skit. Like I said, that's what that reminds me of right now.
No,
you even looked side to side before you said it.
No, we might have words, or we might have a indifference, but no, she gets to do whatever I'll still do what I want to do. So it's my money. You know what I'm saying? I'm spending.
I'm with you on that. I think my wife's pretty much the same way. She might, if I buy I know my wife won't get jealous over statues, but she likes making slick comments about all kinds of shit. So if I get a girl with a bikini and she's it's some kind of statue that's really risque, she'll probably be like, damn, that's the kind of stuff you like, huh? And I'm like, I might say, yeah. And then it'll be done. And we'll never talk about it again. It's not even a big deal. But she'll say it in a playful way. She won't, start smelling my fingers about it. It's kind of weird.
You washed your hands before you came home.
Yeah. That was strange. That one goes in the books. Oh, MMC Pain got over 40 pieces, waiting on about 6 more, including Justice Buster, nice. LBS Hulk, Spidey Transformation, Samurai pieces, and want to PO LBS Iron Man and suits. Very nice. Impressive.
Very impressive.
Duck Rogers.
We got a lot of guys, a lot of faithful viewers, and I think we've seen like 10% of these guys' collection. I'd love for you guys to post your collections on the Facebook group. And if you want to be the featured collector for May, hit myself or Adam, Kevin, or Trey up and let us know. Because every month we have one. I'd love to see these collections. I never see anyone's collection.
I'm glad you brought that up, Shane. That was actually a really good. That was really good that you brought that up, because the way to hit us up is to join the Facebook group. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to message people on YouTube and stuff like that. But I think what we're trying to get at, it would just be cool to see people's displays. We get ideas. Like, I was talking to Crippler. Crippler was messaging me the other day, and he's like, hey, man, how do you make those displays in the back? What was all the stuff that you used? And I sent him everything, all the stuff that I used, how I bought it, where I found it. So it's just cool to share ideas and collections. So yes, join that Facebook group. I'm starting to see a lot of new people in the chat today. X-Men exclusives. I think he's been here before. Ledge has been here before, but a couple other people that we haven't seen before. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel and you go over to the Facebook page. We got a really good group of community members that are in there and sharing all kinds of stuff. Not just us. We don't want you guys just to focus on the stuff we're collecting. We want to hear what you got too. So, all right. Let me go through these comments and then we're going to move on to the next topic. What did Duck say? Man, wouldn't want to be that guy and go to the crab boil. All right, man. You guys are taking this to a whole new level. No chicks in my collection. Nothing nostalgic about any of them for me.
That's amazing.
Duck, that was funny. Ledge, most men won't care if their girls collected. Burly men, they're not real. Yeah. Got to count on Shane to vulgar up the stream. Yeah, that's why he's here. It's the only reason why I got him here.
He is for pussies. You got to keep it real.
Knight, what's up, man? Thanks for joining. Jesse, I know. I feel that. X-Men exclusives. Hey, everyone. Nice panel. And I would never buy anything on impulse, not with X-Men costing me $1,000 per piece. I'm buying only what I keep for years. Yeah,
I agree. I agree with him completely. I have not
such a good
bought
point.
a statue on impulse in I don't know how many years. Like I focus, right? Focus and discipline. But yeah, I have not bought an impulse statue and then like, oh, fuck, what am I going to do with this in many, many, many years? So yeah, it's a good feeling, but it's hard sometimes. There's a lot of good shit out there.
There's a lot of good stuff.
And close to buying the Predator and Alien statue that we talked about a few weeks ago. I came really close. I found one for a good price, and I was like, I got nowhere to put it though.
Here, I'll show everybody real quick since we keep talking about aliens. Hold on. These guys seen it 1,000 times, but I want to show the guys that might not have seen it. So I got this thing coming, the Rogue. Let me take this. This Rogue alien. I cannot wait. It's got the exclusive right here with the ripped apart xenomorph. You can't really see it too well in this picture, but that's a xenomorph ripped in half. And this alien was created to combat xenomorphs. It's got a rage for xenomorphs, so it basically kills them on sight. You can kind of see it right there. He's got it in his hand. So that's an exclusive swap out. Like you see his head right there. You can see the alien head and how he's ripped apart. But
that's a sick piece. How big is that piece, Adam?
38 inches wide.
Oh.
So it's going to take up a full shelf.
Yeah.
And then I forget how tall it is. It's probably like 27, 28 inches tall. And it's 27 inches in depth, I think. I could be off on my measurements. But it's a badass piece. So I can't wait.
Did the Predators create this thing to kill aliens? Is that what this is?
No, I'm not sure who created it. I think it was they were lab create. It was like a lab created kind of thing. I could be wrong. I didn't read the full storyline. I'm not too sure. I can't tell you that because I didn't read that part of it. I know these are the comic based. But I never read the entire comic. I just know about it a little bit. but I know that this is Rogue Alien, who's also known as King Alien. And that you can see right here, he's basically fighting the Queen Alien. This is a diamond that goes together. I was thinking about it. This thing is massive.
Oh yeah.
Like, you can't tell in these pictures. It's really hard to tell in these pictures with all, you can't see all the fine details, but this thing is super huge. So I think this is 38 inches or no, no, I forget how deep it is, but it is like, you're going to have a dining room table.
I mean, if you're getting the king, you got to have the queen, Adam. Come on.
Yeah. Well, and it's odd. It's not the king to like the queen. That's just what they call him. And
right.
Yeah.
But look how good they go together. Matching bases, that's
you even
sick.
got the little xenomorph down here, like kind of like going forward. She's got other aliens on the other side. This whole, like, the top of her head is like crazy looking. If you ever see any videos on it, watch Marcos just did a unboxing of this, and you can see how huge this thing is. It's in stock right now too. It's in stock. This thing is $2,000. They're basically $2,000 each, or close to it. What were you gonna say, Trey?
That's all I was asking. How much did it cost?
Yeah, it's about $2,000, and then shipping is crazy. Oh, that's something else. That's what I got coming.
$2,000 is actually not bad, to be quite honest.
Yeah. Well, shipping. I got a shipping quote on it, and it was like $700, something crazy. But anyway, all right. Let's move on to the next topic. Oh, I need to take that off. Let's stop sharing. Next topic. We kind of talked about this already. Out of all your lines, what's your favorite to collect? Top line. Top line. What is it?
That's such a loaded question.
You're not. If you had to get rid of all your lines, you can only have one line. What is it?
Kevin, you go first.
Well, it's pretty easy on that one. Star Wars, man.
I know.
I figured you were gonna pick that. Atticus, Adam, that piece is sick. You should pair it with the Queen Alien. Yeah, it's easy to say that, but that thing is massive. I got to find a space if I do something like that. That piece is bigger than a lot of guys I know. Egos. That looks badass. Thanks, guys. What about you, Trey?
For me, it would easily be could I say Marvel as a line?
Sure.
Yeah. Then I'd say Marvel, and probably stay exclusive with the LBS with it.
That's a smart way of doing that. I like your way of thinking. You're like, okay, I'm not gonna do X-Men. I'm not gonna do. I'll have a broader net and just do Marvel.
Yeah.
But it's still focused. So
yeah,
smart. Shane, would you say Transformers or Star Wars? Just villains? Oh, Atticus I believe the Rogue is the King Alien from the Red and Black Hive Wars. Okay.
I hate you, Adam.
You got to pick one. We're not moving on until you do.
The longest show in YouTube history.
Which child do you love more? Which one will you drop into the pits?
I love my Spidey villains. I got like 15 Spidey villains here, but that's not the one I would pick. It's really hard between the X-Men, Star Wars, and Transformers, and my G.I. Joe. Oh, fuck. Probably, motherfucker. Probably. I'll let you know by the end of the show. Probably.
No, that's fine. I'm just messing with you. Just think about it. When it clicks, just let me
Star
know.
Wars or Transformers.
Here.
Okay.
And I would pick G.I. Joe, but they don't make enough statues of it. And now I want to pick Transformers because they're starting to make more, but I don't know if I'm going to like them. So just on that basis alone, I'd say Star Wars, I guess.
Star Wars. I figured you were going to say Star Wars. I just wanted to see what you
Because
said.
there's so many good Sith. Like right now, there's a lot of Star Wars statues I'd love to have that I don't have room for. There's really no Transformer statues I would love to have that are out that I don't have room for.
Okay.
I just don't have them because I don't want them.
Mm.
So for that reason alone, I'll go Star Wars. Ask me in 2 years from now after Transformers picks up, maybe it'll change.
Guys, I just approved some of those people joining the Facebook group. Thanks for joining. I see it popping up on my phone. I have just accepted. So you guys are in the group now. Let's see what Dwayne Davis is saying. The community makes me want to dive into Predator and Alien storylines. I'm scared though, because I don't want it to lead to buying the statues. That's the thing. And let me tell you something about Predator and Alien statues. They are not fucking cheap, man.
No.
They are not cheap. They are very, extremely detailed, extremely cool looking. I think Prime 1, in my personal opinion, makes the best Alien and Predator statues. I still like this one back here. This is XM's. I love that one. I don't think I'll ever sell this one just because of the concept. But yeah, they're very expensive.
Yeah.
Mitch,
That
go
king
ahead.
and that king and queen that you were talking about, they're about 2,000 each. And then isn't it the Berserker Predator that's 3,800? Is that the one that's 3,800?
Yeah, Berserker Predator, I think is like 35 or 36. Yeah, and then after shipping, you're going to be at like 42, 43.
So I keep battling with all that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, but again though, like this thing behind me with the other two Predators, like just like that, I think it would look amazing.
Amazing.
So let's make Shane's head really blow up here. So we whittled it down to a line, but heaven forbid your house catches on fire. You can only grab one statue. What's coming out the door with you? What is coming out the door?
I love the way Kevin continues to punish Shane to pick.
Love you, brother.
It's funny. It's not even a Star Wars statue. I would pick my Imaginarium Art Soundwave.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
That statue is the most underrated Transformer statue that's ever been made, in my opinion. It's absolutely phenomenal. Everything about it is phenomenal. I'm actually looking to get it repainted.
Okay.
To like 80s fucking color, because it's not quite 80s color right now. The blue's a little too dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that statue.
Mitch says sci-fi for him. He likes collecting sci-fi stuff. I like sci-fi too. X-Men exclusives. I was gonna guess probably X-Men.
You're not an Avengers fan?
Yeah, man.
Fuck the Avengers. X-Men for life.
X-Men for life. Ryan, DC.
Yeah.
Marvel would be second.
Okay.
Marvel, X-Men, G.I. Joe, and Transformers.
Anthony, my
I
man.
what he did there, man.
Name line.
My man.
Just requested join. Yep, I got you in there, man. Wonder if that will change if they make a Unicron Shane.
Well, you never know.
And Star Wars for Rob.
Rob, join us. Dark side, baby. We got cookies.
Yeah. Well, for all we know, Rob might pick like the Rebels or the Jedi scum. Who knows?
And we pulled the cookies back across the table.
Yeah. No more cookies for you, Rob. If
No
that's
more
the case.
cookies.
If that's the case.
All right, let's go to the next question. What is your favorite statue you ever bought? Or
I already
excuse me, what
answered
was
it.
your first statue you ever bought?
Oh, first.
Very first.
Mine
Very
was the
first piece that started all the collecting.
Bowen Action Juggernaut, where he's like lunging forward.
Okay. Yep. I know what you're talking about there. That was a good piece.
Bought that statue in 2000, and I think it was at the end of 2005 or the beginning 2006, but I think it was like November-ish 2005, and that's when I started collecting.
Okay.
Is that still in your collection or not?
Yes.
Good man.
Yeah, I'll never get rid of it. It's like Scrooge McDuck, where he has his first dollar.
A dollar or whatever it was. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm never getting rid of that.
All right. And Trey, what was your very first piece that started your addiction?
first piece and still have it, the Swinging Hammer Bowen Thor.
Such an amazing piece.
Absolutely love that. And followed by Adam Warlock and then the Magus right after that. I'll never let those three go.
You know, this is a good segue. I was telling Adam, starting the next show I do with you guys, I'm going to be doing a little a feature. It's 2-3 minutes long. It's going to be called Bowen Beauties, and I'm going to feature one Bowen statue. Just give dimensions and the ES and shit like that, and just show a couple pictures every couple weeks or whatever. And yeah, that's definitely one of them. That Spinning Hammer Thor was one of my favorite Bowen statues.
Yeah.
Cool. Very nice. And Kev, what was yours?
I've mentioned this a little bit before, but back in the early 2000s, I was up in Indianapolis, Celebration 3, stumbled across this booth called Sideshow Collectibles. First time I saw these premium formats, and there in the corner was Boba Fett. That was the very first one I ordered, the original Boba Fett premium format, and I'm looking at him right now. He will never leave the collection. Doesn't matter how great of a Boba Fett they have in the future, that guy stays.
Nice.
Mine was okay. So you guys have obviously been collecting a little bit longer than me. I'm kind of newish to collecting. I've been only collecting for probably maybe 7-8 years or so, maybe a little less. Yeah, probably less. But I had my very first statue that I bought. Actually, it wasn't a statue; it was a hot toy. Was a Arkham Knight Batman. And I thought that was cool, and I still got him. I think he's pretty cool. I got it in my daughter's room. She actually likes him more than I do, so I let her keep it. And my very first statue was the premium format Wolverine with him on that smaller Sentinel, the small Sentinel hand, and he's like back like this, and he's looking forward, and he's got the exclusive portrait with his cowl off. That was my very first like statue. So, and then I went crazy and bought all the X-Men statues.
Yeah.
And then I sold them all.
Boo.
Yeah. That was partially because I just didn't want to move all the statues and I sold them, but I ended up moving them anyway because I had to sell them. All right. Let's see what the chat has got. Favorite statue will always be the XM Storm.
Oh man, that's a scoreboard moment, man. I know both Shane and I would love to have that Storm.
He has been talking about it. Yeah, he has been looking for it. If anybody knows any like good Storm, if you know anybody who's selling that XM Storm at a good price, a reasonable price, it doesn't have to be a crackhead price, but a reasonable one, hit Shane or Kevin up.
Yep. Yes, please.
Walton, XM Death, and Thanos. Are you talking about the new one that came out where they're paired together? That was your first piece, Walton? Could have been Figurama. What's that say? Alucard?
Alucard, that's Son of Dracula.
Oh, okay.
From what was the video game?
Castlevania?
Castlevania, yeah.
Castlevania, yeah. William Wright, thanks for joining, man. First statue was a Megatron bus by Hard Heroes in 2002. Got some OGs up in here, man.
Love it.
Bowen, Colossus. First Spider-Man premium format, mixed media on the top of the building with the camera hanging around his neck as the exclusive. Only paid $300, if I recall, which was a big purchase for me at the time. Oh, yeah.
It was a big purchase for all of us back then. It's sad that we don't think it's a big purchase nowadays.
Well, $300 is still a lot of money to me. You know what I mean? Depending, but when you put it in perspective of what's going on now, yeah, it's not as much. Death and Thanos is on the chopping block.
Oh.
The first statues I own are the mid '90s, the modern Spider-Man with the long hair, and the classic Batman and Robin running with the bat signal behind them by Hallmark, and I still have them. Okay.
Nice.
Darth Rashid, what's up?
What's up, Rashid?
What's up, Rashid?
All right. We'll keep it moving here. My favorite statue is... My favorite statue in my collection is the original Sideshow Gambit Premium Format EX.
No, I agree with Kennedy. I got one of those pieces in my collection too, and it's gorgeous.
That's a cool one.
Gambit.
Yeah, Gambit's cool, man. He was cool in the animated series. I might just go back and watch the animated series just to watch.
Well, a new season's coming out, so it's a good time to do that, to get caught up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean? So like they're from the original animated series, like the 90s?
You got the same actors, minus a couple that passed away, the same director, everything, and it's a continuation of the old animated series.
Oh man, when's that supposed to come out?
2023, I believe.
Yeah, Disney Plus.
Watch all of our collections change again.
You can watch the animated series on Disney Plus right now, like the older one.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Anime. I saw Cisco's 2019 the Comic-Con video with when she started My Addiction. Let me tell you, I love Cisco. I love watching her channel. She doesn't post as often, but when she does, she posts some like heavy hitters, like walking around in the cons, showing I know she goes to a lot of cons that are overseas for us that we can't necessarily make it to. So yeah. I just got my J&D Batman Dark Knight single version. So that $300 seems like a bargain. Yeah.
Amen, Ryan. Amen.
Gotham Cinnabites, thanks for joining, man. I saw you put your new video. I think you just put a video up of something, a hot toy or something that I just saw. Walton. All right. This is a continuation from the original X-Men. Yeah, I got to check that out. I didn't know that. Why didn't I know that? All right, let's take this comment back down, and we'll move on to the next topic. What statue do you regret not ever pulling the trigger on?
XM Storm.
There you go.
XM Dark Phoenix. Son of a gun, we're going to be paying for those ones, Shane. We really are. We make bad life decisions. You know, I just realized that.
To be fair, when did Storm come out? 2018, 19?
Something like that, right?
I wasn't doing, that's when I was in the middle of doing those renos and everything. So I was actually, I was still buying a couple statues here and there, but I was selling, like I sold probably like 80 or 90 Bowen statues, and I sold a lot of fucking statues. And I wasn't sure. I was also moving up to 1/4 scale primarily, and I wasn't sure what display space I would have because I didn't know if I was buying a new house or moving into or just renovating this one. So I didn't know if I'd have space for X-Men, and if I did, all the X-Men. So that's why I didn't buy it. It's not because I was like, I don't feel like buying her, blah, blah, blah. I didn't know if I'd have an X-Men display at that time because I didn't know if I'd be in a smaller house, a bigger house, or whatever. So
Trey?
It was bad timing for me.
Yeah.
What was a piece that you regret not pulling the trigger on?
XM Magneto on Throne, because I didn't yet know about anybody like Todd or anything like that. I don't know if they even existed at that point. You had to do it like third party from somebody that was from overseas that I did not know. And I had to trust to give them, $800 or whatever dollars it was back then. And I remember talking to my wife about it. I was like, man, I really want this. XM was a new company at the time. And I was thinking, but I just don't know if somebody's getting ready to steal my money, because where am I sending this, money to?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I was on, I think it was Statue Forum at that point, message boards, and everybody was saying there's certain people you can go to, but nobody had a consensus. So I just knew I was going to lose all my money. So I was just like, man, screw it. Not doing it.
Mm. And what about you, Kev?
Oh, I'm still leaning on that XM Dark Phoenix. I really kicked myself. I had that opportunity. It was a reasonable price, and I go, I'll hold off on it. And yeah, anytime I hold off on something, especially XM related, I regret it almost every time. So
yeah,
I'm trying to, move forward in life. And those in the group who do have some of these statues, if you're just joining the group, you'll give us your mailing address. I promise you, we will not rob you blind.
I think the one that I don't regret too many, but one that I do regret that comes to mind is the Rebel Terminator. I think it was the Rebel Terminator. It was a female Terminator. Her arm was like part robotic. She had like a jacket or something that she was holding. Do you guys remember that piece?
Yeah.
Rebel Terminator. Let me see if I could pull it up.
Yeah, I definitely would like to see a photo of that.
I think it's called Rebel Terminator. Let me slide it over here.
Yeah, Grifter, you're looking for a custom Spider-Gwen. I'd love to know which one you're kind of looking at. There's a couple good ones out there right now if you're interested.
Yeah, there's a really good one out there.
Yep, Rebel Terminator. I got it right here. This is a badass piece, in my opinion.
See, I see Walton right there, 2,800 for his XM Dark Phoenix. Yeah, I'm gonna bite the bullet at some point, or I'm gonna come rob it from your place. But anyway. Oh, I know which one you're talking about here. Okay, yeah, this was legit. I remember seeing this one.
Yeah. It's sold out everywhere, basically. You could get it on the aftermarket. Such a cool piece.
Oh yeah.
And I was mad that I didn't get it when I can. I mean, look at that, man. That looks cool.
Very cool details.
And that's an older piece too. Yeah, and that's an older piece too. I might still be interested in getting this. I think that's a beautiful piece, man. All right. That was the one I was talking about there. Shane's back.
I'm back.
And let's see what the chat was saying. Stuff that they regret selling, or excuse me, not purchasing. Let's see what we got. Shane came out in 2017, and I told 7 buddies to buy XM Storm. They said, "I'll wait." Now they all look at mines like shit. Let me get her. Fuck no. I told y'all, get her.
And like a good friend, screw you all.
Yeah. Like a good friend. Fuck no, you can't have shit. Prime 1, Arkham, Batman Beyond, Bats versus Joker, Dragon. Yeah. Only 2 left on my bucket list. I pulled every trigger I wanted to see so far, hence why I'm over capacity. No regrets. Okay. XM Hulkbuster. Just started to collect back then. Thinking about buying a custom Spider-Gwen. Will regret if most likely if I'm not going to do it. Paid 2,800 for my XM Dark Phoenix. She never left the collection, partially because of how much I paid for it.
Yeah, you gotta get that full investment out of that thing. You may as well keep it in your collection for life.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on to the next topic here. What do we got? What was your first statue you ever bought? Let me pull the trigger. This right here. What do you consider a grail? And is this term used too frequently? Do you think everybody just calls everything a grail? Oh man, this is a grail. Like, what is a grail?
Some people do.
It can get to a heated debate. I know I've been part of some before. But Trey, you're a sports collector, so sports cards and stuff like that. So I always look at grails like I do sports cards. You know, there's some of those cards, some of the companies, they just have such a limited run of a particular athlete, and those cards are just impossible to find. So when you are flipping through people's collection, you run into a piece like that, you're like, holy crap. Or sometimes those cards are even in a safe box, you know, that type of thing. So I look the same way as statues too. I go, there's some that just, you know, they had either a limited run or people just didn't jump on them, and they were a beautiful sculpt and they just haven't captured that sense. But like I said earlier in the show, I mean, you just wait around long enough and eventually another great piece is going to come in its place. But there's some very elusive ones out there, and I think they still stand the time. I was an early collector, so like Doom on Throne from Sideshow, that premium format, that's still a pretty sought after piece in my opinion. So I still kind of hold that as a grail.
Oh, really? I got to see that. Doom. You said Doom on Throne?
Yeah, Dr. Doom on Throne.
Oh, yeah. I know who you're talking about. Okay, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people. Everybody's like, well, sometimes, hey, a grail is what I personally, in my mind, envision and something I seek. Or, others out there are like, yeah, they're kind of, what's that really rare one? What's that limited? We were just talking about XM Dark Phoenix. You're going to pay a fortune for her. You're not going to accidentally run across her. So that's a hard one. So I give mad props when I go around and see people's collections and I see those pieces and I'm like, it's really hard to obtain. Very few out on eBay, very few anywhere you can find. So that to me is a grail.
Gotham Cenobites, LBS about to release a ton of grails.
Amen.
There you go.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, but if it's a grail, right? If it's a grail, do you just keep it in your collect? That's like a piece you don't necessarily ever sell, right? Because it's a grail.
Oh yeah, I've got pieces in here that I would call a grail, and I think some of the community would, and it'll never leave. Maybe just because I'm kind of an asshole and I know so many people are after that piece that I'm just not going to put it out there.
Anthony Kennedy says, for me, a grail is something you want to buy but can't seem to obtain. You guys think that's necessarily true?
I think that's part of the description.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Last Ronin first statue has a potential to be a grail when it sells out because of the art direction. I think a lot of the grail discussion is going to just be depending on how much of a connection you have with the piece and how limited it is, and if it's sold out, and I don't know. I mean, it's what do you guys think? What do you think, Shane and Trey?
Go ahead, Trey.
I think it's personal and community. I think there's a couple of few baskets you can put it in. So there could be a Pokemon grail of all grails. And for me, it's not a grail. I don't care if it was 1-on-1. The only way it's a grail for me is if I get it and then I get to sell it for however much it's worth. But so personal grails, I'm a Thanos collector, so I probably have personal grails that I think, of Thanos that somebody else wouldn't think. But community-based, I think it's depends on how highly it's sought after, probably the hype, just like it goes with crypto and stocks, and how hard is it to get right now. So I think those are at least two of the baskets for a grail: personal and then also community.
What about you, Shane?
I think Trey's right. It's kind of a hybrid of what people consider a grail. I don't think there's an exact definition when it relates to our hobby. Just for me, and not everything has to fit this parameter, but something that's hard to obtain, something that you covet and absolutely love. And if you talk about a community grail, it's like Kevin said, Doom on Throne. A lot of people consider that a grail. Me, I don't like that piece at all. Not even a little bit. I don't care. When it came out at the time, it was good, but I don't see the love or hype for that piece now. I just personally, I don't see it. But a lot of people consider that a grail, just like the old OG Sideshow Hulk. I can't stand that piece. Never could. Never liked it. But people pay thousands of dollars for it. So is it a grail? Not to me, but to many. So
here's the definition I looked up of a grail. A thing that is eagerly pursued or sought after.
So that makes me wonder with the Prime 1 Superman Hush, with the 1/4 coming out, is it going to stay a grail, or is that going to kind of subside and change because of the amount of 1/4 collectors there are? So that'll be nice for me to see.
X-Men exclusives. I really don't like the word grail. I would just say some pieces are such sought after, but they butcher that word. Only X-Men I've seen I would call grail is the worst, or is the first Wolverine versus Wendigo.
So I'd be curious. I put this out in the community because I know the statue part of it, the collecting, it's fairly new. So what if, and let's just pick a character. Let's say Batman, and let's say it was Prime 1, or let's go with Prime 1. They do a Batman You see the prototype, and then it never gets produced. But there's 3 prototypes of that Batman fully painted out there in people's collections. Does that become something that people are like, oh, wow, if I had that in my collection, that would be a pinnacle?
Well, according to this definition, if it says if it's if it's limited, okay, I would say that adds to it. But if it's something that everybody's eagerly pursuing and they can't get it, or they're trying to get it, or it's sought after, according to this definition, that's a grail. That's what the definition is. We could say whatever. I could say this is a grail behind me, though, right? I mean, who cares?
But the only issue I have with that, it still has to be, or let me say, from my perspective, there still needs to be enough pieces out there for people to be able to chase, or it becomes unattainable, in that aspect. Like, so since we've been talking cards, if there's a 2 out of 2, some kind of signed card, well, that's great, but there's only 2 people max that could possibly have it. Mm-hmm. So everybody can't really chase it because these 2 or one person has got both. It's really not something that everyone's chasing. It's cool, but everybody's not chasing it. A Honus Wagner, rookie card that sells for, say, $1 million. That's great. There's not a ton of them out there. So everybody's not necessarily chasing this for $1 million. But this other one over here that you can get out of a pack for $2 that's worth $10,000, and there's 100 of them, a lot of people may chase that one.
Yeah, so is
it being pursued? Is it the pretty girl that has the really bad attitude that once people talk to her, they don't want her anymore? Or is it the really pretty girl that has a great attitude and everybody wants to be the one to get to date her? One's got everybody pursuing, one we're looking at you, but
Trey, it depends on that time of the night and how many options are left at the bar at the end of the night. So sometimes you got to get what you can get, my friend. No, I'm just kidding.
So what if you put the table just for a second and go, okay, so that says, what if you had a piece in your collection, you knew everyone was going after you loved it yourself? Do you have a price point that you would eventually just be like, yeah, this thing's gone. Doesn't matter who's all saw it. Even if I have it in my collection, would you get rid of it? If you had something, you're talking about a card that's $1 million, would you pull the trigger, get rid of it?
Absolutely. I'll give you a point. So a few years ago, the sports card market went through a boom, and I had some cards that were worth, a certain amount that, well, that's kind of nice, but all of a sudden they jumped. You're at a peak. I'm like, I got to get these things out of here. You've got to go. I love you, but you got to go.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And at some point, get out. You got to get out.
Just like the stock markets, you got to sell, man.
I think there's a big distinction between a grail that the community says grail and when you say it's a personal grail. Yeah. Big distinction. Sometimes they're one and the same. Sometimes they're not.
Yep.
Like for me, that Imaginarium Arts Soundwave is a grail for me, a personal grail for me. There's tons of people who could give a shit about it, and that's fine. So I don't think it's a grail in the community by any means, but it's definitely a personal grail for me.
Yeah.
Walton, grails would usually a piece you'll never achieve. A certain cantankerous individual would be mad at you, Adam, for casually throwing that term around. I'm with you, Anthony, on the war paint Conan. This word is definitely overused in the collecting community, especially with the 1/6 figures.
Yeah.
Any statue you want to sell is potentially a grail to yourself.
Personal grail, exactly.
Grail is subjective, in my opinion. It could be something hard to attain, something held in high regard by the community, something that means a lot to you, or some combination of all of that. Yeah, that was good, Dwayne. That's a good way of wording it. It changes for me between those 3. I could see that. I like the XM Hulkbuster, just not going to spend what it costs to obtain. I would rather have 3 to 4 pieces than just the XM Hulkbuster. So, like, And see, I'm the opposite for like, that's why I spend the money on the Predators that I do. A lot of people are like, well, why would you spend that money? And I get it. Listen, I get it. I will never spend this amount of money for this statue because I get this many statues. And for me, it's like, well, I want one badass, crazy good statue. And I even told Shane, and I've told these guys before, when I got this Jungle Hunter Predator, what did I say, Shane? I was like, this is the best statue I've ever seen in my life.
Yep.
This is the best statue I've ever seen to date in person in my life. And I still stick to that because that's just my experience. I'm sure if I go to Kevin's house, I'm going to be like, whoa, look at all this cool shit. I'm going to be like a kid in a candy store. So, yeah.
What's up, Crip?
Crippler, what's going on, man?
What's up, homie?
I feel the same way, Walton. Much rather purchase a slew of other pieces than just one right now. Yep.
Trey, when I just said what's up, Crip, what did you say?
Said what's up, homie?
Oh, I heard punk. Punk.
What's up, punk?
Shots fired. Okay.
Everybody's like, hey, Crippler, how you doing, man? Trey's like, what's up, man? What's up, punk? Walton, you are not wrong. Okay. So let's my personal grill is the Oh yeah. That's a good one. There's a Space Marine that's out right now. I think there's a Space Marine that's out right now. It could be sold out. I can't remember. Anyway. All right. Next topic. Have you ever been scammed? And is it becoming a big issue in the statue community?
I've been in the game a long fucking time. 18 years or something, and I've had people try to scam me a bunch. I've never actually been scammed. Well, that's not true. I did get scammed the one time where I couldn't get my money back, and that's for the Halima Maestro on Throne, and that's where Jay Sia stepped in and sent it to me for free shipping and everything. That was the only time I got scammed, but technically, I still got the piece that I paid for, so I got scammed, but I ended up getting the piece anyway. So that's the first I ever came to lose money. I never actually lost money.
Crippler, going back to the other topic real quick. When a reviewer says it's a grail when it's still available, kills me. Yeah.
Spot on.
Yeah.
Right.
I've heard people say that the Mythos Vader 2.0 is a grail. And I'm not saying it's not. If people could call whatever they want a grail. If I think it's a piece of shit or I think it's great, it doesn't matter. If they want to call it a grail, it's a grail. But 10,000 pieces or whatever, I don't know. By definition, to me, it's not a grail. But if they want to say it's a personal grail, then so be it.
Yeah.
It's definitely not a community grail with 10,000 fucking pieces or it'd be sold out.
Well, a lot of time I like to go back to like definitions on stuff. I know it's not as black and white, but like, it's sought after. It doesn't say if it's out of stock. It's just highly sought after. But I get it. I get
grail, Adam. It's got to be fucking sold out.
Okay.
If that shit's still available,
and I think I would agree with you on that too.
People could say it's a future grail, maybe if it's not sold out yet. Well, whatever. I mean, we're just picking pepper out of fly shit now. But if it's not sold out, I don't think it deserves the term grail unless it's a personal grail to you.
Okay.
Because if it was a community grail, it'd be fucking sold out at retail price.
Yeah, that's true.
In my opinion.
Yes. All right, well, let's go back to this, though. Have you ever been scammed? Is it becoming a big issue in the community? I know that me and Shane were just talking backstage before we even got on, and somebody was trying to scam Shane.
I got this piece of shit right now in the chat waiting for me to get back to him, trying to sell me an XM Storm. And he sends me pictures, and I'm like, first of all, who makes it? Who makes it?
Not in this chat. Not in this chat, by the way.
Not in this chat, in Messenger. And he goes, Fleer, like the fucking trading cards. I'm like, Fleer. Yeah, it's what I said. Yeah. And then I'm like, oh, is this the collaboration between Fleer, Sideshow, and XM? And he goes, yeah. And I'm like, what's the edition size? And what did this piece of shit say?
He said something about the tracking. He said, is that the tracking number?
Yeah, first he goes, oh, do you mean the tracking number? And then I'm like, no, the edition size. And he goes, 165 out of 312. Well, motherfucker, they made 420 of them for XM Storm. So at least do your research. If you're going to try to screw me over. Like, these scammers just get lazier and lazier. That's almost insulting.
I got scammed before. Wasn't necessarily on a statue, which I know we're talking about statues, but when I was first building my computer, because I like to build computers, and I built my gaming computer, and I was trying to buy, at the time it was sold out everywhere. Remember, if you guys know anything about computers and like graphics cards were like super rare, and they were just kept selling out. As soon as they would come out, they would sell out. And people would get these stupid ass bots and buy all the damn, you know, I hate bots sometimes, but like, I hate them all the time. But like, people would buy these bots, and then they would buy it right away before you even had a chance to buy it at retail. And then they would put it on eBay. They were selling these graphics cards that were selling for like, you know, $800, and then they'd put it on eBay for $1,700, and they were still selling them. And anyway, long story short, I had wanted this Red Devil graphics card. It's like I forget what edition it was or whatever. It was a Red Devil graphics card, massive graphics card. I actually got it in my computer right now. And I went on Facebook, and there was somebody that had it, and I was looking for it all over the place for like months. And I said, the guy was like a couple hours away, and I said, hey man, I really want this. I've been looking for it. I'll tell you what, I'll even give you money to hold it until I get there. I'll give you money to hold it, which is my dumb fault. I said, I'll give you money as like a deposit to show you how serious I am to hold it. Cause he's like, man, I can't hold it very long. You know, I don't want to hold something. And I get that. But to show him how serious I was, I gave him like, I think it was like $300 or $400. And I was like, this is how serious I am. Like, I'm going to drive out to your location. It's going to be a couple hours. Oh yeah, that was another reason. I was driving pretty far. And because I was driving a couple hours, I wanted to make sure if I drove out there that he would hold it. So I gave him this money, right? And Facebook, I thought, was protected. I went through something in Facebook. I think it was Messenger. And yeah, dude totally ghosted me. I was like in the car, ready to go. Gave me some bogus ass address. Never messaged me back. And yeah, I just blew him up. I was really pissed off about it. But yeah, that was the only time I got scammed for anything.
While you're sitting there, Adam, can you pull up that picture I just sent in the group chat? I just want to name and shame this piece of shit scammer. A lot of people don't do that. And I'd like to wish Kevin a happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday, pardon.
Hey, I'm excited. Turning 21 is a special day.
I was going to say 32, but shit, I didn't mean to insult you.
Today's your birthday, Kevin?
It is. It is.
Oh, happy birthday, man. Thanks for being here with us.
Oh, yeah, no, appreciate it. Wouldn't be anywhere else. This is a lot of fun.
Let me share the screen. And
I've already contacted the admins for the group that he's in. He's trying to sell an XM Iron Man. He's trying to sell this shit. This is a scamming piece of shit.
Yep, Hector Gonzalez. So, guys, avoid this guy. He's been actively trying to scam Shane. The only thing that I can put on the screen that he's a fake ass nerd.
There we go.
Fake ass nerd.
It's back.
Yeah. Hector Gonzalez is a fake ass nerd. All right. Avoid him. All right. What about, did we miss anybody?
Yeah. I've never been scammed. I've never been scammed because I'm too cautious, but I'm too violent. You know, you mess with me, then I gotta fight you. So I always gotta make sure, you know, that I gotta make sure. So yeah, I'm too violent. Like, I'm a really nice guy. Like
those are the guys you got to be careful with. The really nice ones.
Yeah, I'm 38-0, man. So I know I can't get what I'll come after him. I'll come after.
What was that movie? Was it Taken? I have a certain set of skills.
Yep.
I will find you.
Yeah.
I will kill you.
Yeah, I get too upset, man.
All right, I'm about to message Hector real quick and be like, don't reach out to Trey, dude. Whatever you do.
Yeah, if I find you, man, it's over, man. Like, I'll wait like 2 months so nobody can say it was me, and I'm gonna get you. So.
Yeah. Figgy's picks. I was scammed with a custom Black Panther on Throne. Thankfully, I got my money back and had to submit proof and wait a few weeks. You know, here's the thing. Like when I said I got scammed, honestly, I know a lot of people might not agree with me. You know whose fault that was? It was mine. It was my dumb fault. You know, I send money unsecurely to someone that I didn't know, that I just wanted to try to meet up with, and it was my fault. But sometimes you're doing everything legit and you just get scammed, you know? I got scammed on the DC Direct Jim Lee Superman mini statue. It was an eBay seller with an LCS in Manhattan who emailed me because it was never mailed to me, and he sent a box with newspapers inside. God, I'm sorry, man.
Sorry, man.
We'll give it to him too. Fake ass nerd.
Yeah.
I got him for you. There you go, buddy. Oh, where'd the comments go? I was scammed. A chick told me she was so beautiful, then she shows up catfishing me.
I thought that was going somewhere else.
Statues. Let me tell you something. That's a whole other discussion because, like, how many times you get to the nitty gritty and then you're like, something comes off and you're like, that's false advertisement. I've been scammed.
Well, I could say none with me, but I'm sorry that happened to you so many times. You fell into that tranny trap, eh?
No, not a tranny.
All right, hey, some of them are good looking.
Yeah, the other ones I can't talk about. All those trannies I was with. Duck Rogers.
Love is love, Adam. Love is love.
Trannies need love too.
Right?
And that scammer's name was Jupiter. Oh, Bruce Cock.
That's funny.
I sold my 1080 Ti for $800. He's talking about a graphics card for those that don't know. Even though it was used and 4 years old, and I was part of the problem, but I don't regret it. Okay.
Hey, if someone's willing to buy it, that's on them. That's not on you.
Yeah, Adam Bots was all of GPUs and PS5s. Yes.
Yeah, that's a huge problem. They do that for fucking tickets too. Fucking bots.
Yep. That happens all the time with Bandai exclusive. Lots of the websites don't account for bots, so the resellers buy up and stock immediately. Sorry guys, my eyes are kind of crossing because I had a long night. So Crippler, happy birthday Kev, happy birthday Kevin, all the birthday wishes. Yep. I know Kevin appreciates that. Hey, you got a lot of love coming in, Kev.
Look at X-Men exclusive. Yeah, Aries in the house.
There you go.
Love it, man.
All right. Let's keep it moving. And we're going to just start with, we're going to go through some pictures.
Okay.
Shane, take it away.
Let's see if this 2-screen works. If not, fuck it.
If not, it's all good. We kind of wing stuff around here.
Nope. Shane's going to be sharing a screen again. Here we go.
Just make sure all your crazy tabs are put away for like Pornhub and X videos and all that shit.
Boom. It worked.
There we go.
Out the gate.
So it's working the way it's supposed to, Shane? Screens?
Yeah, it looks like.
All right, there you go.
All right. So what do you guys think of this? They made some announcements for shows. I'm looking forward to that.
Shane, you got people calling me the Puerto Rican Predator now.
Hey, that's what you are. On every show I do, I bring it up. Every show. You are the Puerto Rican Predator.
That's funny. What's
Kevin,
up,
you're a
Thanks for
Star
having
Wars
us.
fan. What do you think about these?
Of course, really excited about Andor. Ahsoka, great. I'm loving the tie-in to some of the Rebel characters. Love that series. Acolyte, I'm a little concerned it's too heavily influenced by Kathleen Kennedy, so we'll wait and see on that one. And Skeleton Crew, losing some interest because I feel like Disney does that formula. We got to bring little children in and tie them with some older guy or whatnot, and that's our secret formula. And I'm like, well, you know what? Give us some 20-some-year-olds and whatnot. We don't always need to have kids in every single show, but I get it. It's Disney's property, just not for me.
Well, that's it, right? Like they're, yeah. What about Trey? Adam, you got any thoughts on these?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm open minded with it, but I'm excited. Hopefully, they do their very very best, and listen to people that at least know what the show should look like. But I'm excited, man. I have fun with this stuff, so I'm looking forward to it.
I'm really looking forward to Ahsoka. That was the #1 show because my man Thrawn's going to be in there. I just hope they do it right. If the little teaser I saw, the leaked clip, it didn't look very good. It looked like a blue Elon Musk with fucking, I don't know, red eyes, and not like glowing red eyes, like fucking bloodshot eyes, like he had a rough night, like Adam.
I will throw out to the crowd if you guys are interested in Andor. Just one big spoiler. I heard Cassian will not die in the series.
Wait, what?
That was my dad joke. Everyone knows Cassian dies in Rogue One, so I was just like, season 2, you're safe there, man. He ain't gonna die.
Well, I was getting ready to stop you for a second because I just started Andor. I'm on episode episode, I want to say 4 or something like that. It's good. I like it. A lot of people are saying it was, huh?
Wait till you get to the prison. That's where it really is interesting.
A lot of people were saying it was slow and it's not, not enough fighting and all that. I think it's so cool to kind of see these storylines get deeper into the series. So I like it. I'm enjoying it so far. I'm at the point basically where he just made it on this planet and it's like this, he just found it, like the guy, I don't know a lot of these characters because I'm not a huge Star Wars follower, but the guy, the main guy, what's the guy who just hey, I want you to work for us, and meet this chick, and you're gonna go meet these rebels that were at a camp. That's where I'm at right now, where they're at this camp.
It's the shop.
They're not very accepting of him at first, and they're kind of all right, can we trust this guy? Can we not trust this guy? And she's like, we could trust him. He's good. And she keeps saying it over and over again.
You need to make it your mission today to watch a couple more episodes, because when they actually go through and they execute that whole plan, that's probably one of my favorite episodes of the whole season.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that.
And then we know about the Collectibles Revolution coming from PCS, April 21st. Thought I had another picture of it, but I don't. What do you guys think about that? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, we were talking about this a little bit on the Geek Report. Me and Kevin were kind of going through this. I'm looking forward to the TMT line, or the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles line. We know we got Shredder. Shredder's coming pretty soon. The things that pop out to me is the Turtles. RoboCop is cool. I'm excited for the people with the NBA licenses. Jordan's going to be kicking it off with Jordan was probably the best thing you could do.
Yeah, you have to start with the GOAT.
You got to start with the GOAT. Horror collectors are getting the Candyman. What's the other one I really look forward to seeing? That's it for me. Oh yeah, I want to see how that Blade Museum pose comes out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, those are my thoughts.
Storm's going to be interesting because there's not a lot of 1/3 scale X-Men. I mean, I realize LBS is doing it, but it's going to be interesting to see this Storm compared to LBS Storm.
Yeah.
I'd love to go to that.
Yeah, Kevin was telling us a little bit about this, these Star Wars celebrations, which I'm not too familiar with. Kev, you want to give us a quick rundown on that again, if you don't mind, just kind of what it's about and what, people that might have missed it.
Yeah, for those who aren't familiar, again, Celebration's been going on for quite a while. I just mentioned the early 2000s. I think it was late 90s that they kicked off the first one up in Denver. But anyway, it's comes on maybe once a year, once every other year or so, but solely focused on Star Wars, nothing else. They don't even let stuff that's not licensed onto the expo, onto the show floor kind of thing. So this is for the fans, by the fans. It's 3, sometimes 4 days. Got a lot of the actors coming in, a lot of panels and sessions. So it's just a real cool kind of event if that is your passion. You meet a lot of friends there. Love it. So they pushed this one out for a couple of years. I know some people are kind of bummed because we're not going to see it stateside till maybe 2027 now. But I'm with you, Adam. Japan, definitely would love to go out there. I know it's in Tokyo this year. It'll be on the outskirts of Tokyo. They've got a huge convention center out there that they'll be having it at. You know, 2 for 1. Go and visit Disneyland Tokyo while you're there if you're a Disney fan.
Tokyo is so cool. If you guys have never been to Tokyo, you guys got to try it out. It is, man, it is cool. The technology, you just got so much, there's just so much happening in Tokyo, and it's such a cool, different kind of atmosphere. So, yeah.
And there's the Michael Jordan.
I'll tell you, I'm excited about that. Having like the autograph collection I have, like to be able to put that behind or in front of like some of the Jordan pieces that I have. I hope it looks really good. I really do. I hope it looks really good.
I hope so.
Going back for a second, William Wright, if the PCS 1/3 Storm is anything like the 1/3 Wolverine that came out, it's going to be great.
Yeah. I'm excited for that Storm.
There's that Revolution we were talking about.
Yeah. What do we think this means?
I don't know if it means like more variety, lower ES, like different scales and sizes of different licenses and lower ES. Like I'm not sure. That's really, I mean, it's he owns PCS. He owns and operates PCS. So it's obviously something to do with PCS specific. Well, they produce statues. Well, then it's what different licenses you could get, what edition size you're going to make. Other than that, I can't really see what else it could be.
He's being very specific with the date, though. You know, it's like 4/21. Something's happening. It's very like it's
going to be putting out news on that day. Is how I took that.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
It looks like we'll have to do a geek report on the 21st.
Yeah, looks like a geek report's coming out on the 21st.
And here's a small sneak peek of what's to come. What is that in the background? Is that a phoenix?
I was looking at. What is that? Like a dragon or something, or
a bird or something? Almost
the
like a
tail
phoenix.
Kind of looks like a phoenix. I guess we'll find out. I mean, it's in 5 days?
Yeah.
Oh. Jupiter's cock. The scammer got scammed. There is karma in the universe. Just feels great. I just had to put this up here. It feels great. Plankster warning people to watch out for scammers. Who knew?
Yeah, it's not calling the kettle black, that's for sure.
Right? What'd you guys think of the Penguin teaser? I think it looks pretty good.
Oh, I didn't get a chance to watch this trailer yet.
It's pretty good. It's only a minute and a half long. I was actually going to throw it in, and I'm like, fuck, everyone's seen it.
Can we watch trailers on the? Yeah, you can watch trailers without getting copyrighted.
Videos,
right?
Yeah, I don't know if it's a copyright thing, but you could watch them. I mean, they're on YouTube.
Okay.
And then Jay put a teaser out here for his Wolverine.
It's going to be special.
Yeah. Spider-Man Noir. I heard you guys talk about this. Are you anyone here picking this up?
Yeah, I'd be interested to see if anybody in the chat's picking this thing up. Cool concept. You know, got the whole detective, investigator kind of feel to it.
Yeah.
Just cool to be different. I appreciate that they did something different.
Mm-hmm. Crippler, are you going to be picking this up? Is it something you're interested in? I know he's a big Spider-Man fan like I am. It's nothing I'm picking up. I don't need other iterations of Spider-Man, but it's cool. It's cool they came out with something. And it's done by Daniel Bell, so you know it's going to be sculpted well.
Great guy,
but it's done by Sideshow, so you hope it's going to be painted well.
Do you think that piece will? I know there's people that are excited about it. Some people want to get it. Do you think that it'll be very sought after if it has a really low ES?
I'm going to guess at the ES is going to be probably 1,000 to 1,500.
Okay.
He's answering your question there. He's not getting
Yeah. All right. I didn't think so, but you never know. Do I think it'll be highly sought after? I think it'll be sought after. I don't think it's going to be highly sought after.
Mm-hmm.
And here's some. Who posted these? I'm going to guess you, Kevin.
Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, I've been pretty critical of like Gentle Giant stuff just because I don't feel like they really capture the face sculpts of a lot of the stuff. So, but for this price point, depending on what your budget is, he's like, some of the stuff coming out right now. This is pretty cool. Now this isn't Gentle Giant here. I'm trying to remember who the actual vendor was, but again, at $130 a pop, those little mini bus, not a bad way if you want to dip your toe and start getting some of these pieces. Again, I think this Vizsla looks pretty good for the price point.
Well, they nailed the likeness on this.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with those helmets, right?
Right.
I saw this half scale bust. A guy took a shot at it. They were showing a lot of the stuff during Celebration in London, and this Gamorrean Guard is really, really a nice piece from the camera work I saw.
Yep, I agree.
And of course, season 3 right now, which is also referred to as the Book of Bo-Katan, it's going well. So if you're a big Bo-Katan fan, not a bad piece.
I'm not a big Bo-Katan fan. I'm a Bo-Katan fan, and I have no problem with her. I think season 3 is going great. I love seeing the Mandalorian culture, and I'm okay with it. I like where it's going. Here's the DMD Darth Talon that Kevin and I have coming.
Yeah,
and said it's going to be shipping this month.
Yep,
that looks cool, man. Man, that looks so cool.
Yeah, it does. It does.
You said this is the one that you and Kevin are getting?
Yeah, and then we pre-ordered another one because it might be even better. So
I'm just gonna send mine along to Trey just because I don't want to see his wife bust on him a little bit. So. Here you go, brother. I'm hooking you up.
Okay.
Your wife can't be jealous over a fictitious alien.
Yeah, no, that makes it even cooler.
Yeah, she's out of line.
Duck Rogers, real quick. My theory for the Ruby ticket is PCS is opening their own store/gallery, similar to what Marcos and Todd are doing, and the Ruby ticket is some Willy Wonka stuff. Yeah, that'd be.
You know what? That's a great,
really good theory.
Yeah, I like that.
Ledge, what do you guys think of the Prime 1 Superman versus Doomsday? Almost sold out.
It's a cool piece.
Yeah. I could have told you that it was going to sell out pretty quick. I thought it was going to sell out pretty quick, but yeah. It's cool. Are you thinking about getting it, Ledge? Let us know.
What do you think of the armor?
Badass.
Yeah. I'd probably say it's one of my favorites, period.
I think it's cool.
Used a Mandalorian helmet just to add insult to injury.
It was a should we talk about this for people that didn't see it?
I don't think we should do spoilers yet. It hasn't even been a week. Some people have to work, and I wouldn't want to ruin it for them.
Fair enough.
Although this might have done that, so.
Oh, she says, thinks this one is amazing. Yeah, I agree.
This is pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
This is pretty cool. This came out pretty good.
Yeah, I was mentioning to the group earlier, I'm not a huge fan of these statues that are kind of do the transition of characters changing or whatnot, but for some reason, how they're pulling it out, a little bit of that transparency there, I love this piece. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, I think it looks really cool.
I think that's like the best way to kind of show his ability there, or his, you know what I mean?
It is. Then the PCS.
I'm a Mortal Kombat fan, so I can't get enough Katana. So I don't know if we got a couple other shots, but when you get up close on her, I mean the texture and her suit and stuff like that, it's legit. So I can't fault him if you're going to put out another good Mortal Kombat piece. It's tempting.
What is blue though? What is that blue slime? I don't remember the blue slime.
I think that's water.
Yeah, water.
You got to like the small base. Like, that's a pretty small footprint.
It's a tiny footprint, yeah.
That's what I like. He made it 1/3 scale, but a small footprint so you could fit as many, like fit more on a shelf together.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you. Real estate is an issue, and we appreciate companies that consider that. Yeah, there you go. You can kind of see that texture there, and it's just the woven fabric like that. I'm digging on it. I'm like, that's really
it looks really good.
It takes it to a whole new level when you get closer to it like that.
Yeah.
Jelena saying,
we'll touch on it quick.
Yeah, Jelena's saying dials are the best. Ledge is saying yes, definitely. Okay.
I like the concept of this. I'm not a fan of Lois Lane's face, so
I think it's a cool looking statue. I'm not into Superman too much. I don't want to say I like Superman. I thought the movies were awesome. I think Superman's cool. It's just not something I collect, but I think if you don't have a premium format Superman and you want a Lois Lane and a Superman together on a Daily Planet with the train going around it, and you got it's almost like a forced perspective with the Metropolis. Is that right? Metropolis in the background? Yeah.
It's a nice piece. I find her face is a little too animated or cartoony compared to his.
And I might be wrong here, but is this the first representation of a licensed Lois Lane at this scale? Because I think it is. And if so, I know we were talking about it on Friday, but that Batman and Catwoman statue too. These are some nice complementary pieces. If that's the one.
Yeah, I'd have to have both. Like if I did it, I'd have to have both.
Do you think they're going to come out with a Green Arrow and a Black Canary?
It probably depends on how these sell, but they could start bringing in some of the couples. You could bring in Betty and the Flash and all that, and just keep it going down the line. You got Peter Parker and Mary Jane. They like to do that from time to time.
You had to put this picture in there, didn't you?
Jane's favorite. Yes. We got to this one.
So this is what pre-ordering. Kevin wanted me to show this.
So what if
Kevin, what is it that drew you to the statue? Is it the Venom?
Yeah, it's just that really elongated tongue. I'm holding it on.
Oh my God. So what if your wife wanted a statue like this, but she just wanted the dude?
I would never be jealous over a statue.
If she wanted just a dude, she wanted a life-size statue of this guy right here.
Tom Hardy? Of an over-jacked Tom Hardy?
Oh, yeah, it is Tom Hardy, yeah. Yes.
I got to say, the likeness is pretty decent.
I didn't realize it was him because I was so, distracted by this whole, why are we even making this statue?
So congratulations to Walton for getting this piece. And now here's another Venom. I thought this was cool. Again, it's Venom, but it's something a little bit different.
Ryan said one for the ladies.
Yeah, it is. I don't get the origin with the bat wings. Maybe I'm not all up on my Venom.
Yeah, I think it's from a different multiverse or something. I'm not.
Oh, yeah. Sure. Doug Rogers, yes, that Venom's going to be an early birthday present. Yeah, I'm right. You got me. It's pre-order now.
Is that the new PO from Payne Collectibles?
What do you think of this? Look at the when you look at this Carnage, look at you could see the texturing, the striations on the red skin. What do you think about that instead of it being flat?
It looks like a suit though, and it's not a suit, right?
Right, but it's the symbiote, so it could go to any shape or texture he wants.
But that texture to me looks like suit texture, not symbiote texture.
That's why I'm asking what you guys think about it.
Yeah.
It adds a little more depth to the piece, but it's not, like you said, some people might look at it and go, it looks like it's something he put on.
Duck Rogers said it's Kevin's surprise birthday present.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, to himself.
I think it's still cool, Shane. I just, I wouldn't buy it, but.
Well, there's other Venoms out there. Like, I like the XM Venom, and I like the new Sideshow Venom the best. For me, personally. Little link.
Fun fact, Mitch says Tom Hardy is from my neck of the woods here in London. I didn't know that.
Cool.
I think this piece is awesome. I think this piece is absolutely awesome to me. It's very, No, it's not
It's
what
not
I
that awesome.
Yeah, no, I think it's still. I could still think it's really awesome.
I know.
I'm not gonna buy it. You know what I mean? But it's, if you like Zelda, it's really cool.
Who doesn't like Zelda if you're 40 plus?
Yeah. I used to play it on Game Boy.
You put this shit in there, the Dragon Ball.
Yeah, the Majin Boos. This is like a 2-for-1. We were looking at the price on Friday, and I think it's around $800-900 for statues of this quality and size level. So I know there's just a lot of Dragon Ball Z fans. I love everything Dragon Ball Z, Super Dragon Ball. I mean, it's all great. So to get this group together, I think it's a no-brainer, especially if this is part of your collection. You got to have Majin Buu, and having the first phase and the final phase are they're a must. I feel like, and the color, the statue, everything about this is these are great. I love the high intensity colors that they use with all the Dragon Ball stuff.
I think aesthetically these statues are awesome. I know nothing about them, but aesthetically I love looking at them.
Yeah, me and Kevin were talking about this on the Geek Report, and did we say that this was coming as a pair, right, Kevin?
Yeah. From what we read, it looked like you come in as bear, and
it was like 8 something. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it was like 800 and something.
Let me ask you, well, how do you like the black sub base, and how do you like it saying Dragon Ball Z? Are you a fan of that?
I have no problem with that. No objections here. It's simplistic. I mean, you got enough of a base going on above it that,
because a lot of people don't like sub bases. They figured just put the base, like have the rocks and whatever, and that's it. There's no need for that sub base, and definitely no need for like a little nameplate or whatever on there. So I
think the need for the sub base is so the statue can actually stand up properly. You know what I mean? And then you have.
But they could have engineered it flat on the bottom of the rocks and just had it like that. Like I got lots of statues that have rocks and there's no sub base.
I don't mind that it says Dragon Ball Z. I would probably prefer it not to, but it's okay that it does.
I would prefer it personally not to have the sub base for such an action, especially that big guy. I don't know what names you said, but I'd rather it just have the rocks and all shit like that without a sub base.
But here's the thing that me and Kevin were saying. We were like, why are we paying so much more for all these other statues? And this thing is crazy, like $800 for 2 statues with light ups and crazy details. Like, that's the crazy thing to me.
Dr. Mike's life-size Goku, $2,000.
Yeah.
Is it just, maybe it's the licensing.
Yeah, it may be. I mean, yeah, to Shane's point, Mike drops $2,000 on a life-size Dragon Ball Z and then turns around and drops $8,000 to $9,000 on a life-size Star Wars. It's
or 2,000 on a Dragon Ball Z life size, and then 3,000 on a J&D.
Yeah, ding.
1/3.
How much would you guys think this would be as a pair together if this was like a Marvel or DC license?
Well, I don't know the sizes. Like I don't know the dimensions. I don't know if they're here. But
I think we said it might be. It might be quarter or 6 or quarter.
Right. So I'd probably say about 1,800 because you're getting 2, maybe 16 because one's kind of small.
Yeah.
If this was a 6, I would say we'd be around 1,200, and if it was a quarter, I bet we'd be up about 1,800 or so, right where Shane was kind of throwing it.
And it's 8 for both.
Yeah.
8 something for both. I believe that's what we were looking at.
You put this here too, Kevin?
Hell yeah! I used to love Dungeons and Dragons. Was like,
hey man, yeah.
Every ride I ever got on at the amusement parks or whatnot, I was hoping it'd eventually take me to something like this. So them doing the statue like this, I love pieces. It's something, again, I said earlier in the show, it's those pieces that just kind of bring you back to a different time and something that you're just super nostalgic about. Something like this may find its way into my collection, even though it doesn't really fit, but it tugs on the heartstrings just a little bit.
I know what you mean. The nostalgia is what gets me.
Love it. All the characters together. This is great. Shane, did you ever see, I think, what is it? IKEA, or not IKEA, but the Kia or something like that. A European car did the ad around all of the classic I keep wanting to say Dragon Ball, but Dungeons and Dragons here. They had all the characters. I will put the commercial out on the Facebook group. It's hilarious, but they captured the whole 80s show.
Yeah, put that out there. I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
Hey, did you guys see this? Duck Rogers said Todd has the XM Storm, by the way, guys, but I don't know how much he's asking for it.
Whoa.
Guys might have to message him.
I've been on Todd's website. I mean, obviously, I bought lots from Todd, but some of his statues on his website are.
Oh my God! Is this true?
Other ones are way high, in my opinion.
Are they? Is he really asking $41.99?
I don't know.
Whew.
Like I said,
That's
sometimes
a
you find a
predator
steal of the
statue.
deal from Todd. So here's the 3 J&D pieces. Someone put them together. What do you guys think? How they look together?
I think it looks great. Looks good.
I feel like Mira's portrait came in darker. Maybe the brow got darker from what I saw in the prototypes. I don't know.
When you see this, what percent of Gal Gadot do you get? And I realize it's one photo with lighting, blah, blah, blah. I get that.
60.
What do you see?
It's her face. I don't know. I mean, I could tell who they're aiming for when I look at the portrait.
Say 70.
I was gonna say 60 or 70.
What do you say, Kevin and Trey, for likeness on the portrait?
I'm throwing. I'd probably go a little bit higher. I was around 75, 80%.
I guess it depends on the angle too, because you see certain statues and you're like, man, it looks nothing like them, and then another angle, you're like, oh man, it's spot on. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly.
I'd say the 60s, and I'd still be looking at the price.
Yeah.
Like the price, I can't get the dollar sign in front of their faces.
I don't know if it's me, but does she not look fugly right here? Is it just me?
Yeah, no, it's spot on. I
remember seeing the prototype, and I was like, this might be the best J&D looking piece I've seen yet.
Ooh, yeah, no. If you saw the prototype almost looks spot on. I was like,
exactly. And then I saw this, and I was like,
this looks different to me than the prototype.
What is this?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what this is. That does not look good at all, in my opinion.
We won this at a carnival or something like that.
I give this likeness about a 35%.
Yeah.
And it's like $2,800.
You better watch what you say about J&D, man. They might make a post about you and say,
Daniel can suck my dick. I don't give a fuck.
Oh man, she looks like she got Botox in her lips.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got big cock pillows right there.
And Shane, everyone.
Yes. Oh, Shane.
I think she looks the best out of the 3, but she looks kind of sad. Like her face is elongated.
She looks worried. And she looks like she got worried because she got so much Botox in her lips.
Part of me, I don't, because people spend a lot of money on these things. I'm hoping these bad photos, that these things represent a lot better in person. Because if I was as a collector and if I spent this kind of money and this is the quality I was getting, I would be really upset.
So I want to speak on that because I do shows and I know a lot of guys that have J&D, and all of them, from Art, Mike, John, they all say even Sick in person, they look better in person. And I know we joke on J&D and we rag on J&D, and when I give my opinion about the percentage, that's my opinion. If you don't like it, I don't give a shit. That's my opinion. In person, maybe I'd look at it and go, wow, that's 95%. That looks amazing in person. Mm-hmm. I'm not denying that could be true, but all I have are dozens of pictures of each statue to go by, and in the pictures I'm not seeing the price or the quality. That's just my opinion. Hopefully that doesn't offend anyone, and if it does, too bad.
Well, I'll say this. And this is my opinion, and a lot of time I appreciate Shane's opinions because Shane's just very raw with what he says, but that's his opinion. And a lot of it, I actually do agree with Shane. But my opinion is that these pieces have looked great. Like that, go back to that Mira statue. When I saw the prototype of this statue, the prototype, not this one, I thought it looked phenomenal. I thought it looked so good. I don't see the same statue here as far as the portrait. Maybe it's a different angle. Maybe it's the lighting. Maybe it's a lot of different things. I don't know.
You know what it is, the prototype is what she looked like 12 beers in, and this is what she looks like the next day.
Yeah, when you turn the lights on. But what I'm saying is I don't want people to feel like if they bought this statue man, I got to go sell it because I thought it was cool, but I guess it's not that cool because people were saying that it's not that cool. So I don't want to insult people that have purchased this statue and really like it. And I value that you like it too. And that's okay. But these are just our opinions. But we just try to be very, very honest about what we think. That's just it. You know,
I'm not going to blow smoke and say I think it looks good if I don't think it looks good. And if someone's going to sell a statue because I think it doesn't look good, who cares what I think? That's my opinion. If someone goes, well, I hate that Red Hulk statue behind you, you think I'm going to turn around and go, fuck, I guess I'm selling it. This guy doesn't like it. It doesn't matter. Buy what you love. It's your money. You buy it. If you love it, good for you. My opinion is this looks terrible to me in this picture.
Yes.
But that's why I'm not spending my money on it. If you love it, congrats for buying it, and I'm glad you love it. That's why this hobby's so great. It's subjective.
I think people are just so hard on J&D sometimes because how they have communicated with the community and the amount of money that you're spending for a statue, even if it's medical grade silicone or whatever. I get that medical grade silicone could be expensive, and I'm not going to go on this whole topic about J&D and how expensive it is or whatever.
No,
I'm just
do
saying,
that on Wednesdays. Save that for us on Wednesdays.
So what I'm just saying is that if you bought this statue and you like it, and then like it and don't sell it and appreciate it for what it is. But when I look at these pictures, this doesn't look like the prototype to me. That's all I'm saying.
I tell you, when I see photos like this every once in a while, I don't know about everyone else, but we got a couple local comic book stores that, you know, we'll get statues like this in, and I appreciate the fact that I can see them in person first. When I get that fear of seeing it in the photo, and then when I see it in person, I'm like, oh, wait a minute, actually, that looks a lot better. Now I'm on board again. So yes, do not hold it up to just photos. I mean, Ryan here in the chat's just saying he got one that came in. I don't know which one you got there, Ryan, but he's saying it does look a lot better in person. So kudos, as it should. I mean, as what you're
I fucking hope so. I got to get the pitch off the screen. I can't take it.
Jerry was saying for the price on these, you should be able to see the likeness in photos. Too expensive to only look good in person.
I agree, but again, that's my opinion. That's why I don't buy them. But I agree with Jerry completely.
Yeah, I mean I'm sorry, guys, but her lips just do not look right. They just don't, and her expression doesn't look right to me in that photo. But again, here's the thing: I would love to see a J&D statue.
So would I. I really.
I haven't seen one.
Really would.
I haven't seen one. So in my opinion, I'm not going to say it's trash because of the price and all this other stuff. I do think the price is really high, but I got to see it in person to further investigate what I think. You know what I mean?
You know, I've said I wouldn't buy J&D for multiple reasons. The price, and I don't collect 1/3. I don't collect actors and that. I've said that I don't see the likeness there, and I don't think it's worth the money. Again, those are my opinions. I've never once said you're a fucking idiot if you buy J&D. Anyone who buys J&D is a piece of shit because they're fucking. I would never say that about any statue, any company,
not any collector. Yeah.
Anyone who wants to buy something and you spend your hard-earned money, that's good for you, man. I hope you like it.
I'll give you an example. Shane loves my Predator statues, and we talk about it all the time. And Shane says all the time, I would just never spend more than $2,500 on a piece.
Never.
Just won't do it ever. And I get that, and I respect that. But I know he likes the statue. You know what I mean?
3,500
Right. Yeah. Well, if you ask certain people that don't collect statues, they might say you're a fucking idiot.
Well, if you ask like our wives and stuff like that, yes, they would say we're fucking idiots. But
yeah.
Here's a custom Psylocke.
Is it cold in there?
I just don't. See, like for me, I don't like stuff like that. Like I don't like sexualized statues. That to me, I just don't.
Now I got devil's advocate on this one. She is wearing like a comic accurate spandex one piece, and you would see, and she does have big breasts in the comics, and you would see her nipple in spandex.
Right, but they're trying to make her look sexy.
I mean, it's not like
I
they
don't
gave
know.
her a camel toe or something.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I just don't like it in my collection.
But I know what you mean. But
I'm
what
with
should they
Mr. X on that one. Mr. X doesn't like over sexualized statues. And
Neither
I think,
do I, but I
yeah.
don't think this is over sexualized. Should they not have given her nipples? And then people would be like, well, where the fuck's her nipple? She's wearing spandex.
That's true. That's a good point.
But like if they had it ripped open in the middle with a cleavage, then I get it, right? Or like a G string up the ass, then you know, I agree. But I don't think this is over sexualized. She's just in the comic. A lot of these women are really sexy because they're wearing spandex.
Yeah.
I will say posing her on the Sentinel's hand, that really differentiates her from the rest of the pieces in the market.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah,
never
right.
seen that's awesome.
I've never seen a Sentinel hand on it. But that's part of the X-Men, right? I mean, it's cool. I still like it as long as it's done well. You know, the other Psylocke where it's a custom, I think, where she's like slicing the hand right in half.
The last
and
level,
like,
that statue's fantastic. I
that
love that.
That is a cool statue.
Yeah.
I see you got her. Is her ass really that big? Does she really wear a thong that goes all the way up her ass like that?
Oh, I guess she does have a thumb. I don't know.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like just from the back of the statue and then her face and then the nipples, it was like they were trying to make a sexualized statue, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. But I don't think this is like crazy over sexualized.
No,
I see a Rogue statue where she's wearing her jacket and nothing underneath, and like her tits are squeezed together. And like, now, you know, this might be comic accurate.
Trey, do you think this is a sexualized statue? What do you think?
If we only look from the front, I think it's comic accurate. I think the nipple portion, you know, that could have not been put on there. But other than that,
weird without nipples though, Trey.
You know, some people have those things on the front of the breasts, like the foam thing. So that could have been it. Okay. But other than that, I think the back could be a little bit different if you're talking about sexualized. But the front, I think it's comic accurate, and I actually like the face on this.
Yeah, well, and there's a couple portraits on it. I think it's a cool piece.
Can we see the face one more time, Shane?
Yeah. So there's two. Oh, wait. I think it's this way. I think it's after the ass cheeks. There we go.
It looks good. Man, she almost looks kind of Asian there.
Well, she does have a little Asian, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's Kwannon. If this was 1/3, like, I'd definitely consider it.
Oh. There is another portrait. So there's that one.
It looks good, though.
It looks good. Ponytail.
Yeah,
I get 3 portraits. Or no, that's the ponytail one.
I think she looks good.
Yeah, I think it's good. I like the last level better, but for the price, I mean, the aftermarket price. What do you guys think?
This Psylocke is okay. There's another custom coming that I think is superior.
Okay, fair enough.
This looks cool. I mean, you got more pictures of it? There we go.
No texturing.
It doesn't
that
look
doesn't
bad,
necessarily matter to me. I don't need my statues textured. Some statues it makes better, some statues it doesn't.
Jelena really likes that Psylocke I think she was talking about.
Cool.
It's nice. It's a nice piece. I don't know. I might not like the nipples. I don't know. I'd have to look.
Dwayne David says he don't like
I want to look at my other female statues now to see if they have nipples or not.
Hey, shit! If they put it in the cartoons and the comics like that, cool, whatever. That's what it is. But you know, I just don't like. I don't like when the artist purposely tries to make a character look so sexy so you can try to buy it. They should try to make it look accurate so you can try to buy it.
If you read, so I'm not sure if you're talking about the artist, meaning the comic book and the original source material, or you talk about the statue sculptor.
The statue sculptor.
Okay. Because a lot of those source material females are really sexy from the comics. Back in the 90s.
That one is not wife approved.
And of course,
Oh, look at Jelena. Jelena is obviously a female. She says she loves it. She loves it.
First of all, don't assume gender. It's 2023.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jelena. If
We don't do that here on Collector's Table. We're all inclusive.
You're right. You're right.
We accept trannies, females, males. Cobra Commander, still up for pre-order. If anyone's interested, it comes with the exclusive or the regular base.
It'll probably be a pass for me. If it had the nipples, I might be in.
I could talk to Mohammed and maybe get a special one made, a one of one.
There you go. And then I would pass the money right over.
Both versions come with the hood and the helmet. Both versions come with or without a cape. And both versions come with 2 swap out left and 2 swap out right arms. The only difference is the base. And the fire does light up, and it is USB plug-in, not batteries.
That's cool.
Hey, Shane.
And the
G.I. Joe
flags are removable if you want them removed for some reason.
I was going to ask you, Shane, as being a big G.I. Joe fan. So, Cobra Commander, which headpiece do you like more? Do you like the cloth mask or the silver shield face?
It's hard for me, but I give it like a 51-49 to the cowl.
Okay.
51-49. I love them both. They're both iconic.
Oh, yeah.
I'd give the exact same
Honestly,
score
I
of
don't even
51 to
know-
49.
What's
Exact
that?
same. I did the exact same score, 51 to 49, the cow.
Yeah. I don't even know what pose I would use. Like, the cape looks so good. Carlos did a great job sculpting this. The cape looks fantastic. But honestly, it looks good without the cape too. Like,
Yeah.
I think for me, if you're going with the scepter, you go with the cape because it kind of ties in, right? Like
Yeah.
a ceremonial dress in a way. If you're going with the gun, then I'd go no cape, like me personally.
Hey,
And that is it for pictures.
Real quick, guys, if you can hit that like button, I would greatly appreciate it. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, if you could subscribe to the channel, if you guys like what you're seeing so far. I know we saw a lot of new faces today, guys. Do you guys agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of new faces. I was going to show this real quick, Shane. So this, we got the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. Don't forget about that. I'm dying to get this 6th scale away from my 3rd scale because it bothers me. But I want you guys to win this badass piece. I reviewed it. You can watch my review. I'm gonna start doing these reviews again. Just haven't been very pressed for time, but I'm gonna start doing these reviews this week. I plan on for sure doing the Alien Hive Warrior review. And then I got the Alien Warrior coming in from Prime 1. And then we got some other pieces coming in that I'm going to review for you guys. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Hit that like button if you can, if you enjoyed what you saw today. And anything for you guys to want to discuss further? Or anybody got anything else? We've been going for about 2.5 hours, so.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm good. We talked about a lot of good stuff today.
Okay.
Solid conversation, and thanks for everyone for sticking around for the whole thing. And we won't judge you. Nipples are known, either way.
No nipples,
Fine,
however
here,
you guys want it.
Group.
Judge-free zone.
Yep.
Oh, also, if you guys are not part of the Facebook group, make sure that you go over to the Facebook group.
What's up, Cash?
Right here, the collector's table. Cash, thanks for dropping in. Also, check out Cash's channel since he came in here. Cash is a real good guy. I know he's going through some debating with Rashid or Darth Rashid on constructive outrage. Check out that channel too. Crippler's doing really, really well over there with those guys. Shane's part of that over there too.
I just wanted to add, Adam, there's a question here. I'm not sure. If you want, message me, Shane von Lichtenstein on Facebook, and I will find out for you.
Look what Duck Rogers said.
I love it.
Don't forget to wash your hands, everyone. Have a good day.
We got to leave on that one.
Rob, thanks for coming, man. Anyway, guys, I appreciate everybody coming in today. I appreciate you hanging out with us. Everybody wish my boy Kev a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Kev. I hope you have a good birthday. And I'm going to go watch
Collectors Enabled tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern. We got the Todd Father on.
Yes, I'm going to watch that. And I'm also probably I might have to watch that on the replay. I'm going to watch the Mario movie.
Nice.
With the kiddos today.
It's really good, man.
Did you watch it already?
I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I can't wait to do that. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. And I'll see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.